This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately.
You know, that's just one step above stupid. 5 brain cells, 4 aren't working. Come on, man. What's wrong with you?
What's going on, everybody? Blue is just lying there waiting to be petted one more time. There's Chloe just off to the right there. Blue! Look at those big eyeballs, man. Tell you what. Yeah. How's everybody doing? Oops. What the hell happened there? There we go. You know, it's funny, I was sitting around today and I go, hey, you know what I don't have is the dispatch from when she called in. So I looked it up, and then now, I mean, apparently it's out there just today too as well, but I never really listened to the dispatch of when she called in, so I went on Broadcastify and I found it. Hey, thanks, Carlee Gal 3. Also, guess what, everybody? It is Regina Carter's birthday today. And Mary Lou, you have to sing happy birthday.
What do you mean I have to sing happy birthday?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what you do, right? You're relegated to singing happy birthday on the show. You're not really, part of the show.
Gosh, Gray, that isn't very nice.
Don't cry. Sing happy birthday for Regina, okay? Hello? Are you there?
I don't want to, Gray.
No, you're going to sing it anyways.
Okay. Happy birthday to Regina Carter. Happy birthday to Regina Carter. Happy birthday, dear Regina Carter. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Thanks, John Boy.
Mary Lou, you sound a lot like an Oompa Loompa, which is very similar to one of the people they're saying they saw on the side of the road in the Carlee Russell case.
Oh, that's interesting, Gray. Thank you.
Okay, Mary Lou. Okay. Thank you, Carlee Gal 3 and Darrell Greggs and Simple Life Days. Happy birthday, Regina. She's been around for 3 years as a freak. Well, she's been a freak for many years prior, but an official freak here. You know what I'm saying? Now, you gotta admit, isn't Blue about the cutest dog you've ever seen right there? Come on, look at that. He's 12 years old now. Man, I didn't realize that. Still pretty cute. Yeah, I'm gonna be with Blue all the way to the end there. Hopefully he lives years longer, who knows. Hey, thanks for gifting a membership there, Sue Zeff. And Kathy Friedenmaker and Nona617. Hold on a second. Yeah, I have to get some hardy backer for our front of our shed. They also put a ramp on our shed, which is cool. Got all kinds of stuff going on here.
Chewbacca?
Thank you, Kathy Friedmaker and Nona617. Alright, so we're going to do phone calls tonight. So people can call in, but I got some stuff I was going to show first. There's a lot of rumors out there. I don't know if you've seen them. I mean, I don't know if any of them are true or not, but a lot of rumors. Could just be people making up stuff. I mean, that's usually what it is. Yeah, well, his heart's kind of enlarged right now, and it's pushing on his trachea a little bit, so he's kind of like, sometimes he coughs. Hopefully it just kind of stays where it is or whatever. So, you know, he seems like he's pretty active, like he can still chase after toys and things like that. All right, so what was I going to do first here? Now I don't even remember. Let me get blue out of the way here. Actually, I'll just leave it there. I like that one. That's probably one of the better shots we've ever had of blue there. Yeah, he moves, but he naps a lot. They both do, really. And one of them's 3, so. Okay, so you guys want to listen to... This is what I got on the Broadcastify audio right here. This is the call that was made in. So I'll show you where all this is here. Alright, so this is the mile marker 11.4. There's people that are confused out there. Mile marker 10 is this direction. What she probably meant to say, just to be logical, everybody, is she looked up and saw exit 10 there and said, oh, I'm at 10. And they thought she said mile marker 10. All right, doesn't that make sense, everybody? I mean, let's just think through things a little bit, and it's not confusing, it's not weird, or oh my God, it was the other. But it's interesting though, because that would sort of mean that she's still on. How did she know she was going to be by 10 when she called 911? I guess she could see it from maybe back there. I don't know. Yeah, but we haven't seen pictures of her, Zozo, so it's kind of a moot point until we get pictures. Let's see. Did I already lose the... Oh, there it is. Alright, so let's just listen to this.
.442 for a 71. 42. 71. It's going to be 459 south, mile marker 10. It's going to be a child walking on the 3 or 4 year old child walking on the side of the interstate next to her. RP's going to be close by in a red Mercedes sedan with the hazards on. Child's going to be a white male wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper.
A white male wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper. I don't know. That just sounds strange, right?
It's going to be 459 south, mile marker 10. It's going to be a child walking on the 3 or 4 year old child walking on the side of the interstate next to her. RP's going to be close by in a red Mercedes sedan with the hazards on. Child's going to be a white male wearing a white t-shirt and a diaper.
You know what? I bet you here's what it was. The plan was to go to mile marker 10. And maybe that was in her mind, but she drove the mile forward and saw 10 up there and went, oh, here's where it is. Because she stopped before and her hazard lights were blinking. So it's interesting, right? I mean, her lights are blinking at mile marker 11, basically like 11.8, or not 0.8, like 11.6 or something. It's blinking there. Let's see, the camera's at 11.7. Yeah, so it's like really about like 0.3 miles before where she parked. So her camera is blinking. And did we do that again through the planet? All right, there is 11.4. 11.7 was right here. This is where her hazard lights were on, blinking. And then it wasn't until she got here. I mean, was she still on? So it's interesting, because if she's still on 911 and the timing's just a little off, then she is at the exit 10 sign there. And she's still on the phone with 911. So then what was she doing before? You know, like when her car was stopped for 3 minutes, what was she doing there? Right? Because what would make her think of 10 back here? I mean, we could go down to the ground here. Maybe it says another sign in the area. Let's take a look. So let's just go back to about right here and see if there's a, oh, there's a sign right here. So let's see if she drove by that and maybe it made her think something. Let's see. Okay, that says Hoover, I don't know, it just says 15. Oh, that says exit 10 right there, see? And then there's the, oh, wow, that's perfect for that. Yeah. So that sign right there is on in the video. That's crazy, right? So she might have looked up and saw that 10 even where she was. That makes sense? Yeah. So there's the camera, and she was probably stopped right here looking at that. And maybe, you know, so that does work for the other scenario too, where maybe there was a child standing here, she parked, stops, and it was a lure, and then somebody jumped in her vehicle and kidnapped her and took her that way, and then somebody drove her car individually up further to throw off police. I mean, like if you go up in the air right here, I mean, a scenario would be that over in this area is where some abductors lived, something like that. And they go through, they set up a little decoy. The first person who, but why would you know, you're looking for a specific type of person if you're going to actually take them. And what are the odds that somebody just pulled over? But let's just say that there was somebody over here and they set up a decoy of a little person, and then that person wasn't real, and she gets out, and then, oh, the screams and all that. Then somebody else takes her car, drives it up to this location, and then they run through the woods here, knowing that they can just go back down over this direction, and it throws off of where she might have gone. You know, like it looks like, oh, you know, so you might, you know, if they really think there's something to it, I would be looking more over here, because this would appear at that point to be a decoy putting the car another almost 0.4 miles down the road, right? Because it's not a child, there's a, you know, maybe it is randomly a little person, because there is a story out there in the area. I don't know if that's real or not, but yeah, you just put a child right near the road, and I mean, maybe it's not a real child. I mean, didn't it sound weird, the description? It's a 3 to 4 year old child wearing a white t-shirt and diapers. Yeah. Yeah. But man, I don't want to get too far down the conspiracy realm here. People are starting to get crazy. Yeah, it's getting a little nutty. So let me show you, the individual that I got the footage from, who actually works for, he owns, I don't know if he owns it, but he works at Traffic Cam Archive. Well, he owns it. So Traffic Cam Archive, he's one of the owners. So he is the owner, right? So we were emailing back and forth, and he said, hey, I watched most of yesterday's stream, and YouTube just pointed me to your current stream. I know that there is intrigue and missing footage, and that audiences eat it up. But he's saying exactly what I've said on the show. I don't think it's nefarious. It's just such bad timing that it makes it look that way. He said, but you may want to share some information with your audience. First, no entity, government or otherwise, has ever asked us to modify or delete footage in our archive. Second, the vast majority of the footage we capture does not contain a full hour We currently have over 14 million hours of footage, and less than half of 1% have a full hour. It is entirely normal for chunks of footage to be missing, and it's due to the wireless nature of the cameras, connections, state network instability, and potentially lost network packets on our end. So that information right there pretty much dispels any notion that it's a conspiracy that somebody deleted something. It's just one of those things that was like really bad timing of when some footage is missing. Okay? But that won't be enough for some people. They have to always think that there is something. You know, and that's the problem with it. We just got an explanation. They do not edit it. They don't do anything. Yeah. So nothing was edited or omitted, and I never said that there was edited. But it makes you go, "Wow, that is such that." I knew when I was bringing it up that it would create some sort of. It's basically what I wanted to talk about was it's interesting that a car is pulling over. We just don't get to see the rest of it. All right, and then the other portion is the camera was parked for 3 minutes, and I'm not sure why the media isn't talking about that. I'm sure they will now, and they'll pretend that they gleaned it from, they just were looking at it again. And so the thing is let's see. Oh yeah. And like I've said on multiple shows, see, somebody say, "Gray, why don't you give credit to some of the people who saw some of that stuff?" Yeah, I'll give credit to, there was somebody that saw the glitch. And here's how it worked, everybody. I got the footage and I uploaded it at that second, okay? Now, I am good at analyzing video. I didn't even have time to analyze the video because as soon as I got it, all I did was give you 5 different variations of that one part and then upload it immediately without being able to watch the whole thing. All right, and that's one of the reasons I don't like people sending me tips and their theories and everything. Because if I happen to stumble upon a similar theory, they go, "Oh, Gray, I was the one that told you." Don't send me anything then, okay? Great coverage, Gray. Can you do timeline, laptop? Yeah, I don't know. We got something. I got an article here that has a lot of that stuff in it. We've already talked about the timeline. Thanks, Glamis Girl. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's crazy. It's like I can't even have my own theories anymore because everybody sends me stuff and they think I read what they send. It's ridiculous, you know. Timing doesn't make sense for her to call 911 at 9:30ish. Yeah, well, she was probably somewhere in between, so yeah. Yeah, well, sometimes I get emails with 15 links and an entire, almost a, what do you call it? Like a doctoral thesis on their thoughts, and I really don't have time to read those. If you have a quick little, like, "Oh, yeah, man, I think it's, whatever." I mean, that's fine, but I don't know why people think that I have time to read all those. I got to do these shows and put together stuff all day, and sometimes I don't even have time to do what I want to do because I'm trying to put stuff out in a timely manner for everybody else, and I don't get to go do the other things. But anyways, thank you guys for the people who. But the part about the blinking lights below, I saw those. I just hadn't associated with a 3-minute time gap yet. I saw them blinking there, and I needed to go back to look at it. But, it saved me time. Hey, Gray, what about the 3 minutes of blinking lights? Then I can go just look at it. But then people want to have the credit for it. So if you have a theory and you want credit for it, don't type it in the comment section. If it was a hoax, wouldn't she be in a bigger hurry to get away from her car after 911 so that she isn't caught by police? Hurry to get away from... Yeah, I mean, she could see down the highway where the cars were, where the lights were. 3 minutes is a long time. She was already out of her car and in the woods. Yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did, so. And then also, just for the hell of it, I'll tell you this. I got a comment under my last video. You want to hear what it said? It's good stuff. Good stuff. Here, hold on a second. It said, Gray, I find your disclaimer offensive, and it disturbed me. Yeah. Well, that's probably why you shouldn't be watching this channel. You get what I'm saying? The disclaimer was, unless they're being sarcastic themselves, but that's what I'm hoping, anyways. Isn't that amazing? Jesus, just people. God. Hopefully that was just a joke. It almost has a feel of a joke. Yeah. So let's see if we can find anything else in this, because this is probably all of their comments, and maybe there's some more things about what they're finding and things like that. Yeah, we know, Quinby. We already know that, Quinby. It was on my video earlier, Quinby. All right, here we go.
That is Alpha 1017, swap me over 542.
Thanks, Quinby.
I'll ride up towards the top and check it.
That's right.
Go ahead.
She was on phone with Brothers GF at the time of prior blinking lights.
Kentucky Lane, Courtney Roush out of Louisville. Status is Class Delta.
Nobody's missing that, Quinby, because on the video that I just put out earlier, I said that she was on the blinking lights while the car was stopped with family members, okay? And 911. Nobody's missing it. All right, here we go.
That Alpha 1017, swap me over 542. I'll ride up towards the top and check it.
No, I don't think anything about the gray car.
Go ahead.
Unless the gray car was where... Well, where'd the gray car go? Did it go backwards on the
Kentucky
highway?
Lane, Courtney Roush out of Louisville. Status is Class Delta. Valid, negative. 742-2204.
Yeah, so I'm just skipping around to where there's...
511. You want a command station on this or hold off?
So the command station, that's regarding her.
Just give us a couple more minutes, see if we figure out what's going on.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what's going on still.
34.
If you get any calls of 45 flashlights in the backyard on Sulphur Springs,
513 to 442.
I guess what I'm saying earlier, if you require credit for typing something in a comment section, then you probably shouldn't put it in there. Okay, I try to give credit when there's credit due, like in this one, somebody noticing the glitch. You know, I don't know. I think I don't know what the name was, but they said it in the comments. All right, let me go back a little bit.
42 units out with the parents. 749. 542, call me.
Trying to raise 542. Or correction, 442. Hey, you need your title?
1011, give me a minute. 42 units out with the parents.
749, spoke with the subject and the caller. You show me a service trouble.
749-2207.
Wig, Whiskey, India, Golf. That's 10-3. 10-4.
I do have an article with the
41, who's on
timeline.
call persons?
Person is going to be Fountain.
Wow, it took forever.
42, is that you
Well,
flashing your light at
it's not berating, Quinby. You just keep saying like we're all dumb people. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. You were like, hey, can I call in and show you this? You know, it's like right in the middle of a premiere. Do you remember that, Quinby? Yeah. say she was talking to when she stopped before she came into... Yeah, we did. The blinking lights prior to... The 3 minutes when the light was blinking. That's what I'm telling you. It was on the last video that I made. And last night when we were talking about it. So it's like you seem like you're really focusing on, you know, getting your stuff out, but you're not really watching or listening to anything that I'm saying on the shows. So I'm not sure how to look at that.
42, is that you flashing your light at us?
Yeah. Got a night full of trolls. No, the FBI... Well, the FBI apparently was looking at information at these same videos, yeah.
14, we got any more pings still stationary at the same spot?
The fact that the cop said she wasn't...
We're still waiting on our second thing. 432, Shades Crest is clear so far.
Right. See, I fixed the time because the glitch happened at 9:30 and 5 seconds. And then what I did was I moved the rest of the video to the 10 p.m. on the right side of the video, and it left a minute 46 gap in there. And so therefore, it looks like around 9:34, the 911 call was made while the lights are blinking out of view of the camera, but you can see them blinking below it. And then at 9:36, the car is still sitting there and it's blinking, and that's when the call was made to the family member. Okay, Quinn B, that's what I mentioned in the last one. So that's why I'm saying you multiple times. I appreciate you sending in super chat, but you keep repeating stuff that I've already said as if it was new or something, and that's a little bit frustrating. Yeah. Get what I'm saying?
511, can you give me a PX? Ready for it when you are.
All right, let's see. Where are we going?
Go ahead with your
Hey,
PX.
mozzarella.
Area code 334-224-9615.
All right, I'm gonna move it to the next one.
511.
511.
So this is probably at, so it's 30, this is like 50 something after right now. No,
511.
40,
511.
let's see.
Is the drone already en route? Have y'all talked to him already?
Oh, look, they're waiting for a drone here. That's pretty interesting.
10-4. He's in route.
I think we should listen to a couple of these.
Could
Really.
you also check to see if Star 1 is available?
So this right here is at 44, 46 after right now, this part. They got there at 40...
13. I know that was a 2,000 meter ping, but then we started unit over there today.
41.
264 Shades Crest, just check the area. 10-4.
742.
459 South, mile marker 16. It's a black Chevrolet S10, 7612, Bravo Charlie 1.
742.
No. The only part that there's a glitch that something may have happened that we aren't aware of was at 1:30 and 5 seconds. Any other car passing never stopped on the side of the road, and there's no car that was there when she got there. There's nothing other than that possibility. The car that drove by, blinking right signal, was in the far right lane and looked like they wanted to go into the hazard lane there.
13. I know that was a 2,000 meter ping, but then we started unit
But
over
Quinn
there
B,
today.
you can call in
Yeah,
later and
264
explain
Shades
how we
Crest,
got it
check the area.
wrong, all right? You can do whatever you feel like.
10-4.
I don't really...
742.
459 South, mile marker 16. It's a black Chevrolet S10, 7612, Bravo Charlie 1.
742.
What did that say?
742.
459 South, mile marker 16. It's a black Chevrolet S10, 7612, Bravo Charlie 1.
42, I just found her phone.
Oh, wait, what was that?
42, I just found her phone.
Did she say find her phone there? You guys hear that?
13, I copy.
That sounds like find her phone.
42, I just found her phone.
Yeah, something, I just found her phone. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
13, I copy.
He said I just found her phone.
42 is 20.
42. Mile and a half away from exit 1.
.441 to 533.
I put a name, date of birth in the notes.
22215.
Well, thank you.
Can you go ahead and start me evidence check?
10-4, copy.
Yeah, it's 1.4 miles from exit 10, but there's a sign that says 10, so she probably just said 10. It's really kind of obvious when you look at it.
Dispatch 742.
Good.
742, name, date of birth, negative on file.
511, what do you want the staging area to be?
Now, there is going to be a staging area.
11, we can probably use the Grove for right now.
The Grove?
10-4.
42 November.
742, 2216.
Have you been out this bolo just surrounding?
Negative.
You gotta look out.
We're about to put it out.
10-4, go ahead and put it out. May want to just go ahead and make it statewide, just in case.
Statewide, be on the lookout for a little top.
Can we get a description on what she had on?
Yeah, I'll be you.
Oh, is that a different person?
513, Sergeant SF is en route.
All beige? I thought that was...
13's been on that. I had background noise in interstate.
Sergeant Eastep's en route.
Simple. Just have him come to the 459 Hilltop Blue Light. 513.
Oh, now she's missing. Okay, I see. She's missing.
We have a unit available. Can we just go ahead and have one ride down 459 South down to the Best Way, checking the shoulder?
I'll take care of that.
You know, there's almost nothing that makes sense in this case. It's really strange.
Can I be 10-8 from Shades Crest? Negative contact either. I'll be around on that.
13, do you want me to start from 31 or start from 150?
Hey, if you try to reach me on BX, it's in my Tahoe, about a half mile from where I'm at right now.
Engine 5, respond to Cabins at Bluff Park, 1004 Huckleberry Lane. Investigate carbon monoxide alarm going off. Engine 5, respond to Cadence at Bluff Park, 1004 Huckleberry Lane. Investigate carbon monoxide alarm going off. Cross Street, Tower Circle, Tower Road.
Engine 5 responding.
Engine 5 responding.
Hey, would everybody just stop what you're doing right now and hit that like button? Thank you.
Engine 5 responding to Cadence at Bluff Park, 1004 Huckleberry Lane. Investigate carbon monoxide alarm.
432, do we have any history with the phone number with the RP?
Showing 61, the female was involved in over the argument between two subjects not wearing a mask back in 2020.
Oh, they were talking about her right here, I think. Is that right? I think it's the one that's missing. They're asking if there's any reports about her.
Showing 61, the female was involved in over the argument between two subjects not wearing a mask back in 2020 and an accident in 2022. That's all we have so far.
I think that's about Carlee, right? 100% certain.
Engine 5 on scene, Huckleberry Command.
Engine 5 on scene will be Huckleberry Command.
42.
42.
Show me out Mount Brook on a traffic stop. Sage Crest and Rocky Ridge.
42, 22, 29.
Thank you, Buttercup.
410 to the unit that was checking 459 south.
I'm moving it forward. Now we're at
410. Who was the second unit up here on 459
Four-
checking this?
403 now. I mean,
10 to 42.
1003.
542. The right side.
I'm still working on it. I'm slow rolling the entire right shoulder.
Now he's driving on the right
Yeah,
shoulder
I'm
of
gonna
the
come
road.
behind you on the left side then.
Two 6-8. I'm in route to City Hall to get the drone. Unless someone beats me there to it.
They're getting a drone.
Jefferson County 1169.
I've got a couple of pictures of this email that I sent out to the two shifts.
Okay, they got pictures of her now.
Can I send it to you so y'all can send it out?
Thanks, Whitney T.
We've received it.
Well, thank you.
Wait, we just sent out a statewide Volo. Do you want us to enter a missing?
Thanks for all that you do.
You got a lot of Quins in here. It's like
Keep up the great work.
3 Quins. I mean, what are the odds of that?
.511 also be advised. Star 1 has advised us they're unable to fly.
10-4. They're going to send out at least one of their drones to assist with ours. I just got off the phone with them.
I think it's sort of interesting because it adds a lot of context to what the hell's going on, don't you think?
511. Do I have a unit?
And by the way, if you guys would like to help support the channel, this is what I say this every single night, but wow, look at Blue. Oh, look at that. I'll be sad whenever he passes away. That'll be shitty. Hopefully he lives a lot more years. But anyways, yeah, so on this channel, every single night, the freaks help support the channel that allow me to keep doing the shows every single day. And then at the end of the month, I donate over 50% of the net revenue. So basically, all that means is after I pay taxes, I give over half of what's left after that, because we do a lot of amazing things. And so far, since January 2020, the first year kind of basically of the pandemic, we've donated $157,600 right out of the income from the channel. All right, and without all of your support, that doesn't happen. So on a nightly basis, people send in super chats and channel memberships and any ad revenue that comes in. It's all part of the same thing. So really appreciate any support you can give. If you can't afford it, hit that like button. That doesn't cost a damn thing. All right, but hit the like button. You know, if your thumb's broken, just press it with your nose. If your nose is whack, you know, use your tongue. Do whatever it is, man. Just hit the damn like button. It's really simple. Thanks, Robin Lane and Ali79.
Use your face. Do whatever it takes. Great cues. Like button rap.
Like button wrap? Oops. Hold on, let me go to... Does it still play? Oh. There, Robin Lane. I'm not sure that one will play. Should play, maybe. Yeah. Updates from Oregon than I am from Alabama while resigning. Well, it's weird about the media is they're not talking about those 3 minutes. You know? I mean, Quinn B is interested in those 3 minutes. And, you know, almost overly so. Keeps sending me, he's like, hey, Grant, did you see this? We mentioned on the video earlier that during the, it's from 9:33 and 20 seconds to 9:36 and like 35 seconds. The car is stopped. just out of range of the camera, but you can see the blinking lights just below it. Right? And then it moves forward. But that time frame, if it's correct, includes the 911 call and the call that she made to her family member. And then she moves, the car moves forward. But the fact that her car stops off camera does match more her original story, it sounds like, and thus adds a little more credibility to it being something nefarious. But I still absolutely lean in the, something isn't adding up category here. It's just too much weirdness, if you know what I mean. Like, there isn't really anything that makes sense no matter what portion you're looking at.
511. Do I have a unit? They can
Hey,
go
thanks,
to the Grove.
Mike.
That's where they're gonna stage.
And thanks for the donating 5 memberships. Very kind, my little cutie.
511. Do I have a unit? They can go to the Grove. That's where they're gonna stage with the drone, and whenever the county gets here, I need somebody there to meet with them.
And look at that, Quinn B got a membership even after her mean comment.
511. Do I have a unit? They can go to the Grove. That's where they're gonna stage with the drone, and whenever the county gets here.
Well, it's just like Papini. Remember how bad she made everybody look?
511. Do I have a unit? They can go to the Grove. That's where they're gonna stage
Is that
with
a
the drone,
place?
and whenever the county gets here, I need somebody there to meet with them.
10-4. 532, I can head up that way.
Copy, thank you.
No, it's right here.
I'll be back if you want me to.
That's the staging area.
Hey.
The Grove.
Chewbacca? I'll be back if you want me to.
Dispatch 1048, noise complaint.
Do it.
48, noise complaint 1908.
Where's the press conference? Is there one? Where's the press conference?
Dispatch 1048.
I just showed you where the Grove was.
Do it.
48, noise complaint 1908, Old Orchard Road. Caller reports the neighbors running a generator, pressure washing his house. Be on the backside of caller's home. No caller to me.
We might have to get the next hour.
Correction, 532. It's going to be
Or 30 minutes.
10 to 23 on a 2017 Nissan Altima black and color to an Amelia Whitestone at Alexander City.
32 copy. This victim's brother, we're talking to him. We're going to get him to a safer place.
10-4.
X-ray 120.
X-ray 120.
Dispatch 742, code 10.
Directly in front of the mile marker 11.4. 11.4. We're right at that mile marker.
That's right where it is. Yeah.
We're directly in front of the mile marker 11.4. 11.4. We're right at that mile marker.
10-4.
Hey, Quinn B, you just got a membership. Yeah, I'm going to call you out until you become just a regular person. You act like you're just this huge know-it-all of everything. Who cares? She was talking to a family member while the car was stopped. Nobody said that you were wrong. You just kept saying nobody understands when we all understand it already. Do you understand that, Quinn B? Like, there was nothing new that you presented. All right? Thank you.
We're directly in front of the mile marker 11.4. 11.4. We're right at that mile marker.
X-ray 120, I copy. I'm en route.
511. I need a unit to come meet with me over here so we can escort these parents to meet with a detective.
Wow, so this is pretty serious. You want to get? Should I go get some more of this stuff or what? I didn't realize it was going to keep going and going like that. I'll just show you what I'm doing. Archive. I have a premium membership that I've had. Alabama, Jefferson, right here, the 13th, and that I did 36. I did 906 this one, so this is the next one here. 1006 to 1036.
431. 10 at Alpha, 1072, swap me over to 540.
And then 1035 to 11. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Nissan Altima black and color to an Amelia Whitestone at Alexander City.
32 copy. This victim's brother, we're talking to.
Okay, talking to the victim's brother.
You're after or before Harmon, can you head to him? I'm coming from 26.
47 to 45. Just before the 2.
Alright. I can speed it up too. Now it doesn't really matter too much about the time on it. So hold on. .22, that's 1006. I think that's the one. Yeah. Well, hold on. Let's do it the way I was going to do it. Okay. Effects, special, truncate silence. I'll do -40. So now it's all just chunked up in like 7 minutes.
431. 10 at Alpha, 1072, swap me over to 542. I'll ride up towards the top and check it.
Hey, why do you tell me what people go?
Lane, Courtney
Send me
Roush
the
out of
link,
Louisville.
Kelsian. I don't have time to look
That
that
is
up or anything. I don't even know what that
Delta.
means. Send me the link.
Valid, negative. 742-2204.
511. You want a command station on this or hold off?
Service. Just give us a couple more minutes. See if we figure out what's going on.
10.
34.
34.
If you get any calls of 45 flashlights in the backyard on Sulphur Springs and stuff.
513 to 442.
542, call me.
Trying to raise 542. Or correction, 442. Hey, you need your title?
1011, give me a minute. 42 units out with the parents.
749, spoke with the subject and the caller. You show me a service trouble.
Yeah, thanks, K-Tribe. Yeah, it's cool like that, isn't it?
Wig, Whiskey, India, Golf. That's 10-3. 10-4. 41, who's on call persons?
Person is going to be Fountain.
42, is that you flashing your light at us?
14. We got any more pings? Is it still stationary at the same spot? We're still waiting on our second ping.
432, Shades Crest is clear so far.
10-4.
511, can you give me a PX? Ready for it when you are. Go ahead with your PX.
2 cars didn't, the culture.
Area code 334 224 9615. 511.
511.
Is the drone already en route? Have y'all talked to him already?
10-4. He's en route.
10-4. Could you also check and see if Star 1 is available?
Oh, is that really that idiot unresolved? Get the hell out of here, you stupid ass. You're one of the worst creators there ever was. I mean, just actually embarrassing. God, I watched like 5 minutes of that stuff and almost just laughed my ass off at it.
Clear so far.
All right, let's see. What do we got here?
511, can you give me a PX? Ready for it when you are. Go ahead with your PX. Area code 334 224 9615. 511.
511.
Is the drone already en route? Have y'all talked to him already?
10-4. He's en route.
10-4. Could you also check and see if Star 1 is available?
Ava.
I'm like anti.
I know that you.
Listen, I don't do clickbait in here, you guys. Have you ever noticed my thumbnails are kind of boring and just sort of like, hey, here's 3 minutes of missing time, or it's just so, it's not like arrows and a big weird face of somebody highlighted with like all this crap on it, you know? It's just so crazy. Some of these people out there. Oh man.
Clear so far.
10-4.
511, can you give me a PX?
I should though. I should. I think it would.
Ready
help.
for it when you are. Go ahead with your PX. Ready code 334 224 9615.
511.
511.
Is the drone already en route? Have y'all talked to him already?
10-4. He's in route.
Could you also check to see if Star 1 is available?
Ava. 13.
I know that was a 2,000 meter ping, but when we started using over there, that address 2646, just check the area.
10-4.
742.
459 South, mile marker 16. It's a black Chevrolet S10, 7612, Bravo Charlie 1.
742.
42, I just found her phone.
13, I copy.
42 is for 20.
42. Mile and a half away from exit 1.
Thanks, Kelsian.
441 to 533. 42, up.
Yeah, Quinn B, you're on timeout now, and I don't know anything about. She was talking to a girlfriend, then clicked over to 911, and then back to the girlfriend. We don't have any information like that. It isn't out there. There's no police reports talking about it. There's nothing. Now, if you heard that on social media, it doesn't mean it's true. So, there isn't any reports out there that she was talking to a girlfriend, then 911, and then back to the girlfriend. We know it was a family member. I think it was like a sister-in-law or some shit like that. I just don't understand people sometimes, Why don't you start your own channel and just put all this crap out there, all right?
Clear so far.
Yeah.
Address 2646, just check the area.
10-4.
742.
459 South, mile marker 16. It's a black Chevrolet S10, 7612, Bravo Charlie 1.
I think the truth is, the reason nobody's showing the blinking red and the car stopping for 3 minutes is because they didn't see it, all right? They don't notice. They just, here's the red lights. And that's why they just keep showing the footage of the car pulling forward. They didn't realize that, wow, the car is sitting there for 3 minutes. Because it's absolutely significant. Wouldn't you agree? There is no doubt that happened. There are cars moving during the 3 minutes, and the lights stay still below it. Okay, so there is no doubt. Well, Gray, it was a different car. She turned her lights off, and the other car moved forward. Okay, all right, there you go. There you go, everybody.
Address 2646, just check the area.
10-4.
742.
459 South, mile marker 16. It's a black Chevrolet S10, 7612, Bravo Charlie 1.
How come that sounds familiar?
742.
Huh.
42, I just found her phone.
13, I copy.
42 is for 20.
That's crazy. Okay, I think that might be the same. They duplicated it or something. Did you hear that? They duplicated it. Let's see. 2206. All right, how about this one? Effect, special, truncate silence, boom, and now it's much shorter.
Nissan Altima black and color to an Amelia white stone at Alexander City.
32 copy. This victim's brother, we're talking to him. We're going to get him to a safer place.
10-4.
X-ray 120.
X-ray 120.
I don't have that. When is it? 2:30 p.m. tomorrow?
742, 22, 34.
Careful.
Hold on, let me pause this and open up an email here. I have no idea. Some idiot emailed me and said, I think we should talk. Oh, shit. God. Holy crap. This mic just fell off the... Yeah, I'm going to have to fix this. Wow, that was a pretty good catch, though, wasn't it? Jesus. The hell? How would that even happen? Yeah, I'm going to have to fix this here in a second. Hold on. Now, let me turn... I got to fix the mic here. Hold on. No, that was crazy. The whole thing fell off, and then I couldn't screw it back in. This thing has this like a counterbalance. This Rode microphone stand has this counterbalance snap thing that goes. So you have to kind of hold it down tight and then twist it around. That was crazy. All right, yeah. This idiot wrote, "I think we should talk because I think it is clickbait exposing time." What? You know who I am because you took the time to write LOL. Then, my man, let me LOL you and actually do a live. No, I don't want to. You're a ridiculously shitty channel. I've seen it. You're just trying to get a name for yourself and trying to get subs quicker than you want. I've taken 5 years. I've been doing YouTube, and if you do it the correct way, it takes a long time to build up your channel, okay? So do it the right way. Maybe you'll do good, maybe you'll do bad. But if you put out the garbage that you keep putting out, you'll always be trash. Okay? Thank you. All right. I never got that email from, I forgot her name up there, but she didn't, I never got it. Did you send it to the right one? Let me look for it. And I'm not even going to say your name as a channel so that you get even a little bit of notice from that. Yeah, so whoever it was that was sending me an email a minute ago, it didn't make it to me. I'm sorry. Breaking news. Hoover Police Department calling a press conference tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. And so, is this, what time is it there right now? Is it 2 hours ahead or just 1? No, I got yours, but you're not the one that was saying they wanted to send me an email, Cindy. It was somebody up above who said they sent me an email, and I don't see it now.
For taking out the trash, lol.
God, I saw some of that crap that guy does. Just ludicrous. It's embarrassing. You know, nothing original. Apparently, it's clickbait by mentioning the time. I retweeted your press conference information of the new statement. Okay. With a statement? Okay, let me go look.
Bar is open, mega pints and freak teeny.
Shoot. Is this, See, I don't know, when you say retweeted, I don't know who you are, so I don't know how to find it on there, Penny. Like, how would I know who you are? You get what I'm saying? So, can you just send me an email instead? It's so much easier, and everything's in the same place.
Nissan Altima Black and Color to an Amelia Whitestone at Alexander City.
32 copy. This victim's brother, we're talking to him. We're going to get him to a safer place.
Hey, Just Junie, I saw you earlier on another channel with your other name. That's pretty funny.
Nissan Altima Black and Color to an Amelia Whitestone at Alexander City.
And send in donations, Grace.
32 copy.
Up-to-date information for all of us.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Gray, for all your hard work and dedication to us.
Yeah, and by the way, I forgot to mention earlier, one of the coolest things that we do is we've put over $60,000 into this DNA fund for identifying Jane and John Does. And we've got 12 of them. We've already identified 3 that we can be public on. One of them was a victim of a serial killer. Her family didn't want her name out there, but the serial killer had already been arrested and charged with the murder. They just didn't know who she was. Hey, thanks, Kathy Chapin. And those usually cost $6,000 to $8 a piece, something like that. Maybe we've put it like 64 or 5 or 6 in there.
At Alexander City.
32 copy. This victim's brother, we're talking to him. We're going to get him to a safer place.
Yeah, she went to Target, so that's where she went in between the time. So that's why there's a gap between, well, like 8 something when she went to the store to go to Target. Yeah. Can somebody send me the links to this information that you're talking about, please? Because the stuff comes out while you're doing a show or working on something and you don't have time. I don't know who it was. How do we know what? I don't know. Somebody's saying that the police department's saying she went to Target. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Fine Melon. Can I get a cold pint, please, for me and my wife? And by the way, thank you so much up there to Kathy Chapin. I bet you it's just a Target right near, I mean, I bet you it's a Target. If she was here, it's going to be somewhere probably in this area here. Let's just see. That's actually right in the same, wow, really? Right at the staging area? Oh, she went to the Target after she went missing to get snacks? That would make sense. You know, I mean, if that's the reality of it, I mean, here's a Target right here, so wouldn't that be weird? Okay, let me check my email. Okay, here's the Hoover information here. Police provide new details about disappearance, and this just came out at 7:15. That's why we don't have it. So what time is it in Alabama? Is it 2 hours ahead right now? So it's 9:31 in the evening. Is that right? Thank you, SV Kathy. The Hoover Police Department released new details Tuesday night about the disappearance and return of Carlee Russell. The night Russell disappeared, the police department said she went to Target on Highway 280 after... Okay, so no. After leaving her job. So let's see. Where's the other Target then? Target, Highway... Is that right? Oh, way over here. Okay, so that's closer to her work. Okay, that makes more sense. Right. Yeah, I'm glad too, because that just that looks ridiculous. All right. So here's Target. After leaving her job and purchased some snack food, but she bought food at a restaurant too, right? Police said these items were not located inside her abandoned vehicle or with her cell phone and wig at the scene of her disappearance. But by God, when you're abducted, everybody, the last thing that you want to take is your phone, of course. You want to take those snacks that you just bought, right? I mean, put a 1 in the chat if the first thing you're going to think about is those cheese puffs or Doritos right before you're... Well, I would, Gray. I love Doritos. Right. Okay. You're right. If it's Reese's peanut butter cups, we're all over that. You got to give that. I mean, it's true. You'd fight for your life for those Snickers and Reese's peanut butter cups. I've already said it at 2 minutes, Zozo, but maybe I should set it more because... I always hate when it's long like that. Let's see, hold on a second. I gotta slow things down. Customization. Yeah, we're at 120. We'll try 150 now. See what happens there. But if you're a channel member, you can chat whenever you feel like it. That's how it works. Thanks, Amanda Johnson. Police said these items were not located inside her abandoned vehicle or with her cell phone and wig. I wish they had given us the time she was at Target, but that's probably what ate up some of that other time. Russell's disappeared shortly after reporting she'd seen a toddler walking along the interstate with a white shirt and diapers. Hoover Police Department said it has not located any evidence of a toddler. So here's the thing. I mean, not one other soul saw a toddler. The police department said it has also obtained surveillance footage from the night Russell returned to her parents' home. Police said the footage is from Russell's neighborhood and shows her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. And of course, when she gets home, she turns into a mute because, oh my God, she's unresponsive. Because when she gets home, she doesn't want to answer the myriad of questions that she'll be asked. Does that make sense? Fire department radio traffic obtained by several media outlets show that medics were dispatched to her residence on an unresponsive but breathing person. See, I think what they're doing now is they're laying out that something isn't quite right. She's walking down the street, then she's unresponsive. She knocks on the door and goes, you know, probably a little bit like Amber Heard, right? Just falls to the ground, overly dramatic, and now can't breathe, even though she was walking down the sidewalk. So they are putting out this information, and it's telling you a story here. That was the term used in the initial dispatch of the Hoover Fire Department to the residents, and the information about her condition was simply a dispatcher relaying information let's see, from what a 911 caller told the emergency communicator. When first responders arrived on the scene, police said they found Russell conscious and speaking. Okay, so Yeah, maybe the first person just said it wrong. And she was transported, like she wasn't still playing the game or whatever. Transported in that condition. She was later treated and released from a local hospital. Police said numerous evidentiary items are still being evaluated, and those items are key in the process of determining exactly what took place in the approximately 49 hours Carlee was missing, but also what took place prior to her disappearance. All right. Let me look for this one timeline article. This is it right here. So I don't know. Somebody said Hoover put out something earlier. Does anybody consider any of the videos that I put out clickbait? The titles or anything like that? Anybody at all? Seriously? I'm the last person in the world. So this idiot keeps messaging me, but they are now being reported as spam, and will no longer be communicating with them. Yeah, well, I haven't communicated yet either. I go out of my way to not make them clickbaity. It almost, I mean, I'd love to do it, get a lot of views, but it sort of feels unethical. So, all I said in the other one was that there's missing time, because there is, right? But we just explained it earlier that there is missing time. It just was a horrifically bad timing of when there was missing time. I do think it's interesting that it's sort of more of a system-wide thing, because it was two cameras at exactly the same time. Yeah, I mean, clickbait's when you go, "Oh my God, the killer's seen on camera," like that kind of thing. I'm literally telling you what we're talking about in the video. And also, clickbait is when you put something in the title that isn't really in the video and you're misleading what you're talking about. I talked about exactly what was in there. You get what I'm saying? Right. It's that one YouTuber trying to make a name for themselves. I won't be saying their name on here. They want me to mention their name so that they can get somebody to come over and get subs. And they want to do get subs on their channel by cheating and doing it sort of in the sensationalistic way, and it's not going to happen. So again, I'm sorry I keep missing it, but well, I can just do it right now. What time is it in Birmingham, Alabama? 9:39. Okay, great. 2 hours ahead, so that would be 12:30 my time tomorrow. Yeah, I just typed it in, Linda. Can you see that I was typing it in? People just want to scoop really quick. Ew! Thanks, lead with love. Thank you. Is there anything else in here?
Chewbacca?
Oh yeah, this is what I was going to go over next.
Asking questions does not mean we are racists.
No, it doesn't mean that whatsoever. Yeah. On Thursday, July 13th, Hoover resident Russell, a 25-year-old nursing student who graduated from, this is from Montgomery Advisor, it's in my description. Nursing student who graduated from Auburn University at Montgomery with a bachelor's degree in psychology left work at 8:20 p.m. at the Summit in Birmingham. She traveled to a Mediterranean restaurant at the Colonnade Shops to get food for her mother. Okay, so she wasn't eating it. Then started to drive home. And then at 9:34 p.m., so now we know she went to Target after that and got some snacks. So that's why there's a gap here. So she left work at 8:20, so it must have taken, let's just say 8:40 she gets out of this restaurant here, the Mediterranean restaurant. Then she drives over to Target and maybe gets out of there at 9:15 or whatever. There's where some of the time is. So at 9:34 p.m., Russell probably more time at the restaurant because you have to order it and then to make it and all that. At 9:34 p.m., Russell called 911. And did they give to a Mediterranean restaurant? Hold on a second. Let's get that. So there's the Target. The restaurant was right in here. Right there. That's where she went to Tazik's Mediterranean Cafe, right there. I'm not sure I spelled that right, but there we go. So I can get rid of this pin. And maybe I'll put right here, food for mother. Then from there, went over to this Target here to get some snacks. So Target, I'll do it in order. 3 Target snacks, like that. Then go back over to this one and put 2 Mediterranean restaurant, and 1 was work. So I guess one way to look at this differently would be just the timing wise. Get off of work at 8:20, you got to get to your car, you drive, so you probably make it over to Tazik's Mediterranean at probably something like 8:30, right? Then you have to wait 30 minutes, 25 minutes or so then it's 8:55. And then from here, you got to drive, you walk out to your car, you come over here, and by the time you get there, it's probably 9:02 or something. Then you walk around in Target for 15 or 20 minutes, buy some snacks, and then it's 9:25, you get back in your car, and then maybe it's even 9:20, and then you make it down to this area, and you're pulled over at 9:33 underneath here. There you go. Yeah, thanks for all the new subscribers here. Who's talking about cash back and anything? I'm not mentioning anything like that. All right, then at 9:34 p.m., Russell called 911. So maybe we should open up the Adobe Premiere again with so this could crash. Might not though. But then we'll if it crashes, I'll be back on in 3 minutes. So. There's some issue with Adobe and different drivers and so forth. Is it this one? Alright, so here we go. 9:34. So right now the light's blinking. One of the people who abducted. Yeah, so I have to turn down. Let me turn out the volume. Mute. There we go. So you can see the light blinking down there. This is right when the 911 call's made, if this is all correct. I started it at 9 and ended it at 10. And when the glitch happened, I just moved the video out to each edge so that 10 was the end and 9 was the beginning. And there's a minute 46 missing. Hopefully that made sense. Welcome, Melissa S. So 9:34, let's go to the article. Russell called 911. She'd been driving on Interstate 459 and reported that she saw a toddler in a diaper and wearing a white shirt on the side of the interstate. She pulled over near mile marker 11, which actually 11, well, she almost pulled over right next to 12 because it was more like 11.7, and told 911 that she was stopping to check on the child. At 9:36 p.m., after getting off the phone with 911, she called her brother's girlfriend, and she went to look for the child. Wait a minute. At 9:36, getting off the phone with 911, she called her brother's girlfriend, and she went to look for the child. Really? So that would make sense then. At that point, she drives down the highway after stopping to go, quote, look for the child. You know, maybe the story is like she thinks she saw a child on the road, then but see, that brings the loop back in. That doesn't make any sense, you guys. But we don't know if this is accurate, right? At 9:36, after getting out the phone with 911, because her car is still sitting still with the lights flashing at 9:36, she called her brother's girlfriend, and she went to look for the child. So she went to look for the child after this. So that means after the car starts moving right around in this area, that's when she's looking for the child? But why are you stopping there then? And when did you see them the first time? Is there a loop now again? You get what I'm saying? Well, how do you know that they haven't, Quinby? What makes you like the know-it-all expert on everything said about this case? Go ahead, type it in. What gives you a connection that nobody else has a clue about anything? And you're just so sleuthy and so full of information. Go ahead, type it in. I'm going to wait. We'll pause the show for you because you keep typing in dramatic comments above. Go ahead. No, mile marker 11.4 is where she stopped. 11.7 is where the camera is. Where she stopped and it's blinking, it's 11.6-ish. She's saying that law enforcement never brought up thing about, no, Cindy, Jesus. Well, thanks, K-Me. Yeah, we finally picked up some subscribers. They've been languishing around on these crazy conspiracy places. Maybe there was no child. Yeah, I don't think there was one at all. I don't think there was, but you never know, right? Yeah. Especially since the car stopped. Now, I'm just waiting on Quinn B, man. She's got it all figured out, man. Inside scoop on everything. Hey, okay, can you send me that, Kelsian? Because I never got it from you. Maybe I gotta check my, I'll check a different folder here. Just a second. Yeah, that's not it. I don't see it. Yeah, I never got your email, Kelsian. So if you could send me the link to grayhuze2@gmail.com, that'd be great. Wait, you say you don't send stuff? No, that's not what I'm saying. You see, Fire Red 911. Are you nuts? That's not what I said. I said when you send me a theory typed out in long form, those are the ones I don't want, because if I have a similar theory and I've already thought of it, you'll think that you gave me the theory. I know, I've seen it. People have emailed me back, Gray, you didn't give me credit because I was the one. And then I'm like, no, I already thought of it. Gray, the restaurant closed at 9 p.m. Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm sorry, Quinn. You know, we got a crazy Quinn in here. Why would you call 911 to report it all then? Decide to call... There's nothing that really makes any sense in the story, so... We'll open up the phone lines here in a little bit. I just... Really? Holly, which one are you going to get? Which one are you going to get? Oh, that's on your side, Lynn Scooby-Doo. It's not my side. If everything's going in and out, it's not me. I can see everything on my end. It's good. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not getting the email. Hey. I'm not getting the email from Calcium up there. Yep, press conference tomorrow at 2:30. We'll definitely try to get that going live. I don't know where it's going to be played, but we'll probably figure that out. Yeah, you probably got the discount. Yeah, I keep getting the same emails that they're just screenshots. I've already seen these before. They're just speculative, not confirmed information. So I'm not going to put those on there. I mean, it's okay to theorize, but when you have a full-on story told by somebody, those are the ones I don't want to put out. Is it on Facebook, the Hoover? Boy. Yeah. Nothing worse when people go, great, it says it over here, but then they never send you the link. Okay, I want to receive notification. Our hearts are heavy today. Nope, don't see it. Do not see it. Yeah, this is just going to be Troll Central. See, this is what they do. I'm not being rude to anybody, but see what these guys do, they show up and then it makes it seem like that. Okay? Goodbye. What a baby. You know, people like that are just embarrassments. You know, how about you cry somewhere else, all right? Now, you think it was on a drone? That goodbye post? By the way, everybody, let me ask you guys something out there. Don't you hate it when you're on Facebook or YouTube and somebody types in a goodbye post? Like, just leave, you know? I was reading a comment and it just disappeared like magic. Yeah, probably. Why delete the rude comment? Someone said. Because I want to. Why do you want to have it up there? God, why delete the rude comment? Someone said. All right, you guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quit reading the chat. This is one of those nights where we got a lot of crazy psychos typing in. You're welcome if you're not one of the psychos, but we're going to start deleting people left and right here in about 5 seconds, okay? And you'll never be able to comment again, so make sure that you're just a normal person trying to hang out and watching true crime, not some person trying to take over somebody else's show. Get what I'm saying? Yeah, so anyways, you got right here, at 9:36 apparently is when they talked to a family member. And in the middle of that conversation, while on the phone is still connected, Russell goes missing. A scream is heard. See, that's weird because that sort of matches right there with when the car was stopped. See? If it's all set up correctly, that means that when the phone, 9:36, well, it's still parked there. Right after that, before it pulled away, it's possible that something did happen to her and then somebody else drove her car 0.3 miles. I just don't think so. I'm just saying you got to say that something's possible. It makes it more possible. Let's see. And it says in the middle of that conversation while on the phone is still connected. Russell goes missing. Russell's 5'4", 150 to 160. At the time of her disappearance, she was wearing black shirt, black pants, and white Nike shoes. 5 minutes after being dispatched, Hoover police arrived at scene. They found Russell's vehicle unlocked and running. Beside it on the ground were Russell's purse, Apple Watch, and wig. So the phone was likely somewhere else then. No child was, or was that in the purse, I thought. No child was seen, and there were no reports of a missing child. During Russell's disappearance, $25,000 reward for information was offered. Close to $60,000 has been collected in the reward fund for information. When she was found Saturday, June 22nd, a 911 call was made at 10:44 that Russell had returned home on foot, according to a release from Hoover police. Police said no one was with Russell when she arrived. She was taken to a hospital where she was treated and released. Authorities interviewed Russell at home when she returned home from the hospital that night. We rejoice with the Russell family, etc., etc., etc.
Sent press conference. Check bottom of article.
Yeah. Okay, I can't open up YouTube videos. I'm not playing them. But where's the Hoover Police Department that Kelsian mentioned up there, where they mention the target? Because it seems like a news outlet would only report that if it was a mentioned by police. Everybody sent info, yeah. Twitter reported W13 as the presser update. Right. Well, we'll just find it tomorrow. You know, if you find a link or something to a live stream that's not on YouTube, unless it's official, like a police department web YouTube channel or something, then I can't play it. I can do it if it's on. I'll do it if it's a Facebook post or something like that. Yeah, and NEC loves the drama community. That's basically, she used to be here all the time, and then she just took off, went to the drama. I found the new link, but can't find the police. Let's see. It is fact I live here. We know nurses that got fired because they looked up her UAB hospital info. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just open up the phone lines, and if people want to call in and you're somebody that actually knows something, you could call in. But if you're somebody who has a theory, then that'd be good too. We've already kind of gone over all the theories that, I mean, there's basically 3 theories out there. I bet there's a hell of a lot more if you just make different combinations. Just shut off. I know that's what I feel like. It's just, it's cool having a lot of people watching, but with it comes trolls and people that just think that they are incredible. They have every bit of information and everybody else has nothing. I just like looking through cases. And, sometimes people have great ideas in the middle of a show, like, oh, how about this? And you go, oh, yeah, that's cool. But what I'm talking about earlier is when I'm working through a case, I don't like having somebody send me a long, drawn-out theory. Because I don't know then if I'm thinking what I would think. And people go, great, I saw you on this other channel. I usually, at night, sometimes I do watch drama channels. Like just doing work or something. Because it's just sort of entertaining. There's no value to it whatsoever. Hold on, let me go find, I gotta go find something. Oh yeah, that, because that's when rumors are definitely gonna fly, because Quinn B's gonna call in with all this sleuthy information, right? Quinn B, I see you up there. There's a lot of rumors in the chat. Yep.
I enjoy when you smash a troll.
Oh, cool. Finally, EDM summer. Amazing, isn't it? It's okay, Alley Cat. I was just saying, I haven't seen her for so long, but every time I tune into a drama channel, she's right there, up on panel and all that. Gray's the only sleuthy one here. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not even saying, I'm just saying I just put the pieces together. So I would say what I do best is I take news sources and little bits of information and I put it into a cohesive, meaningful story where it's actually a factual sort of, I don't know what you call it, a narrative that you can then add different parts and put it together. Yeah. And I am good at when going through, I don't know, every case is different. Some cases you're really good at finding little snippets that are really amazing finds, and some cases it isn't like that, just it is what it is. I mean, you can't do it on every single one of them. Oh, is there a queen bee or a queen bee? I don't even know. Well, there's a queen bee too out there. So no, I wasn't confusing them. All right, here we go. We're gonna get the phone lines open. Boy, this is gonna be fun. I can tell you right now. Here we go. So let's get some thoughts. What are you guys thinking now? One legit answer. I don't enjoy trying to put the puzzle together anymore because no one... Well, I do. Well, just stay here and we'll have the same pieces of the puzzle, KP. Right. I mean, the thing is I use the same pieces of the puzzle the whole time unless a piece of puzzle doesn't fit and it actually gets changed. That's how this shit works, If you want to do the wild conspiracies, you can go somewhere else. I am not related to the other. Quinn said he's not related to the other Quinns. And by the way, you guys, we're not even at where we used to give away a notebook with 1,672 people watching. So for the actual freaks out there that want to help support the channel, that'd be great. Hasn't been a great day, even with all the 3 shows. Do you have a notebook left? I do have a notebook. And if you send 25 to PayPal and say you want a notebook, you get a blue notebook that has Blue the dog on it. The notebook's blue. He puts his paw prints on it. And then you get a red stress ball and a blue pen. Yeah. All right, so the lines are open, everybody. Call in. Or we can just make it a shorter night. Oh, there's one right there. All right, Raza, you're on. Hey, pretty good. How you doing?
Not bad, not bad. I called in a while ago for another case. I believe it was the woman that had you sent the ransom text message to her daughter, and then she found herself on fire in the woods, or they found.
Oh
her,
yeah, but it wasn't really a ransom thing. She committed suicide. That's what my theory was, and that's what she ended up doing. That's what they decided that she did.
Yeah, and just listening, and just observing what's going on with this particular case is, to me, I just really feel like, she had an episode with, something going on with her boyfriend, and the rumor mill is, because I know we stick our foot into conspiracy theories a little bit, but then we step out of them just to deal with the real facts. But rumor has it is that the girl was, going through a a particularly troublesome time, in regards to her relationship with her boyfriend. She didn't feel like things were going, in the direction where she wanted it to be. And I guess it was at a point where something crossed the line with her and decided, that she needed to, I guess, act out.
I mean, it's a pretty complex little story, but I mean, that's exactly what I was saying on the first show, that she probably had some kind of, thing where she was upset with the, a boyfriend or something and needed attention, and so did this whole thing, but it's pretty complex though, right?
Yeah, and I'm just, talking to my friends about the stuff, and one thing that I have to say is when this all comes out in the wash, there's one part of me that feels like the entire, the parents, one of the parents is in on this to some degree, because if you look at the interviews and you kind of look at the body language between the mother, the father is more disengaged, during the interviews. He's just nodding his head. He's not really, leaning into the questions that the interview is asking. The mother is more vocal. So it seems like there's, something under that is just doesn't look right.
Well, plus the wording where they say stuff like, at this time we would like to just have, some privacy to deal with. That's not what you say when something really bad happens. You don't ask for. You know
exactly.
what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. It's like, you got the entire country invested into this, and you don't owe anyone any type of explanation. The moment that she should have arrived home, what I heard is that the cops separated her from the parents because they wanted to, hug her and embrace her or whatnot. But they had said, wait, we have to potentially collect evidence just in case, there's anything that, evidence, that'll help the case. But
well, it's kind of weird too, because in the interview though on today's show, the mother said that when she came home, they wanted to hug her, but they kind of didn't hug her because it looked like something was wrong with her or something. That's what they said. Well,
didn't they say, wasn't there a 911 call back to the parents' house that she wasn't breathing? She was unconscious but breathing?
I think it was just somebody reported that, but apparently she's on camera walking to the house. Then somebody said that she was breathing but not responsive. But that just could mean she won't say anything. At this point, that I don't think it has any. It's not a medical use of that term. It was probably just relayed. She's not speaking, but she is alive. I don't know how that happened, but apparently when the paramedics got there, she was totally awake and talking, and she walked to the house. So
yeah. This does not. You look at all of the details so far, and none of this screams what you would think a kidnapping would involve. And that's where I'm saying there's some cooperation going on. There's something going on between the parents. They also said that, and like I said, this is just rumor mill stuff. So everyone, in the audience, please take it with a grain of salt. But these are things that we get from different news outlets and people discussing and online. But, there was a discussion where, she wasn't really doing well in nursing school. And, the parents put up for it, and then the father had some disagreement with that. So you have that bit of information also weighing in too. So I think it's, something going on with the parents. And like I said, if anyone goes back to watching the parents interview, just look at the father. The mother is one thing, but just look at the father. It's like he has this 1,000-yard stare, and he's just thinking about all the blowback that's going to happen from this.
Yeah, I saw that today on the Today Show. I was looking at him, and he didn't look convinced of the story or something. It was weird.
Yeah. And one last thing before I jump off, but it could be a situation of where that look that he has is that this could come back to blow back on him because of if there's any distress that may have happened, and he's kind of like the disciplinary parent in a way, that they could use that angle to try to say, hey, he pushed her over the edge to a degree. You know, there's so many ways that we can and look at this, but it's damn sure not a kidnapping. It's damn sure not, you know, a little toddler on the road where you have a busy interstate where no one else observed this child.
But what about
So
an
it's just-
what about an Oompa Loompa though? We've heard of an Oompa Loompa from.
There are plenty of those. Plenty of those we saw on the road, but you know that's common. They're going to drive right past the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see on the screen, but look at that. I got a picture from a few weeks back, and there was an Oompa Loompa standing right there at mile marker 11.4. It's absolutely unbelievable, everybody.
Classic, great, love it. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Right.
And by the way, I'm out of Chicago, you know, so we love you up here,
Yeah,
and,
cool.
and keep doing great stuff, man.
All right, man. Stay safe. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. That was Raza.
Up here.
All right, 205. You got to turn down your audio in the background.
Hey,
Hey, who's this?
it's Mark.
Yeah, do I know you, Mark? I mean, Mark from
Yeah, Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa. Mark. Okay, what's going on?
Yeah. Now I got a couple of things with this. Have we figured out how he scaled the fence?
Well, just like anybody would do when they're younger. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to climb.
I mean, come on now. She's 5'3", 5'4",
Uh-huh.
150, 60 pounds. I mean, she ain't scaling that 6-foot fence.
Well, I mean, we don't know what it is really back there. There's a fence right in that one spot, but maybe there's little openings that you can get through, or who the hell knows?
No, there might be.
Maybe
They
she-
might have done cut it through
Yeah.
and had it open or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, Skip. I mean, I'm just trying to get to my point. But when they were on the Today Show this morning, and her mama was like talking about she was fighting for her life, mentally and physically. How do we not know that what she's talking about is she was fighting for her life mentally, committing suicide?
Yeah, well, I mean, who knows what she was? It
I
could have been.
mean,
Yeah, it could have been
if-
something like,
I mean-
like I was saying on one of the
I mean-
earlier shows, she was having a mental break of some sort, and maybe something was happening. You know.
I mean, that could be. I mean, so I wasn't trying to take up a lot of your time. I know I was the one that brought up the little person last time and the Oompa Loompa or whatever.
Well, I actually found one on the road, as you can see in the picture here. It's
Yeah,
weird.
I do. But
Yeah.
I had the Hoover police said that they have found Charlie in the chocolate factory right back there.
Oh, that's incredible! Right back there is a.
I'm just messing with. I'm messing with you.
All right.
I'm messing with you. I love you, brother.
All right,
Hey,
man.
I appreciate everything you do. You're great.
Well, thank you.
So
Well, thanks for
I
calling.
was just, you know, maybe stating. Maybe the mama was talking about. Maybe she's in mental distress. She was talking about killing herself or something.
Yeah, it could be something like that. Like she was really depressed over her. She sounds like she wanted to have a family. Maybe that was looking far away, and she was depressed.
I mean,
about
right
something.
now, this is just insane how the Hoover police or the FBI, somebody hasn't come out and said something.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
crazy.
there's gonna be a press conference tomorrow, so check in on that.
I got you.
But hey, man.
All right, brother.
Thanks for calling in.
Hey, you take care, brother.
From Mark from Tuscaloosa. All right. See you later. All right. Gray is so mean. You know, I guess the way it is when I don't look at the chat too often, but when you look at the chat and you see like really like bashing comments and stuff, it sort of puts you in a weird mood, you know. So I'm just a regular human, you guys. I just If you don't know who I am, I went to, let's see, while I was working at a bank, I started learning how to do 3D animation and stuff like that. And then I went to the Art Institute in 2001 in Portland for animation and media arts and learned 3D Studio Max. And I used a lot of those if you follow me in the Brian Koberger Idaho 4 murder case, you'll see that I built like a whole 3D model of the house. Do videos with that. I did a whole bunch of videos in the Jodi Arias case. Tons and tons of video over that. That was way back in like 2013, 14. I mean, some of the best stuff that's out there, they never use it on like HLN or anything, but they should have. And so I had those, and I've just used it over the years, and I think differently than other people. There's been some sort of groundbreaking moments, like in the Kylie Rodney case, where somebody had this nighttime. I'm not sure what happened right there, but somebody what happened? Oh yeah, somebody had some nighttime footage of what looked like, I knew exactly where it was taken. I could see the lake and everything, and I knew the significance of it. So then I thought, well, let's see if I take a daylight shot from the same camera and overlay that on top of the nighttime shot. You could see the landmarks really easily, and then you could easily see that her car went off the peninsula there right into the water, and stuff like that. Like, I just think outside the box a little bit, and it doesn't mean I always think of the original idea. Somebody might say something and they go, oh crap, wow, that's great, and then I add it in, and then the creativity kicks in, right? So that's how it works. All right, 814, you're on. Hello.
Hey, Gray, it's Ashy Snow.
Ashy Snow, what's going on?
Hey, nothing. So I literally have no crazy thoughts about this case at all. I just thought it was a good opportunity with so many folks in chat to just call and say thank you for always keeping the bullshit at level 0 in here, keeping it to the facts, being good to the Freak family, and for all the people out there watching for maybe the first time. It's a super good community here, so come on in and join. Just keep your bullshit at home.
Well, thanks, Ashy Snow. That was nice to say. Yeah.
That's all I got, Gray.
Well, what's nothing about, you don't think anything about this? What is your gut feeling?
I don't know. I've gone back and forth between like a mental issue and possibly an abduction type of situation, but
or what, just about something she just set up?
I don't think it's like a straight hoax, though. I don't think she wanted attention or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
That's just my gut, but who knows?
I guess we'll see.
We will see, my friend. All right, that's all I got. I was just calling to give you a shout out.
It's good to actually hear from you, so thanks for calling in.
Yeah. All right. See you later, Gray. See you, freaks.
See you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, well, that's right. And I during the Kanika Jenkins case, this is something, I think it was 2017. Kanika Jenkins was a young woman who died in a hotel, being intoxicated and walking into a freezer and dying because she couldn't figure out how to get out at 4. I mean, it was like 4 in the morning, right? But it was incredible, all the crazy psycho conspiracy theory wackos that were making videos on it. So my entire existence at that time was debunking every single one of them, and I actually spent the money and purchased, I think it was only $50 plus to buy an external hard drive. Hey, and I bought all of the surveillance footage inside that hotel, and I was able to put all the stuff together. And Chloe's barking and barking and barking. Chloe, come here. Come here, Chloe. Come here, Chloe. Come on, Chloe, where are you? Yeah, come here, Chloe. Come here. You. Now, if you haven't seen Chloe yet, here's Chloe. Look. She only weighs 3.5 pounds, but she's awesome. She gives Blue a run for his money. There you go. Look at. Did you send me something, Kelsian? You were saying that Hoover had something. So if you could send that to me, that'd be great. All right, 256, you're on.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Pretty good.
All right. I had a couple things, Gray. This is Even Steven in the chat.
What's going on, Even Steven?
First thing is, when she's off the screen at the bottom, when she first begins to pull forward, and you might have went over this, you can see a car in the right lane as she starts to pull forward. The car, you can't see if it goes around her, but it's definitely accelerating. It's moving slow as it comes onto the screen.
Let's see.
I think that's possible.
Well, it's also like when somebody's got their hazard lights on, they might slow down and then speed up, right? So it's hard to tell what the reason. Yeah.
That is true, and I thought about that. But also, I wonder if possibly that car was parked behind her when she was off screen, and then it pulled off, as she was pulling forward.
Yeah. Well, it is sort of interesting because that car is, it's not going as fast as the other cars, but it might just be that they were kind of trying to figure out what the hell the person has their flashers on. I mean, their hazard lights. I mean, it's hard
Absolutely.
to...
I thought...
Yeah. Go ahead.
I thought about that, too, and a person may, since they stayed in the right lane, maybe they slowed down, because they didn't feel like they could get over, or they didn't look in the mirror, but I just wanted to throw that possibility out there that that's possibly a car that was maybe behind her off screen, and maybe that's where she was at when the trucker saw the man leaning into the window.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not sure. I mean, that whole trucker thing, I wonder if that could be verified. I mean, I've heard that story.
I would say if it happened, it had to happen when she was parked off screen at the bottom.
Yeah, so there was another car next to her car, and he was looking into her window. Is that what the story is?
I think that he was parked maybe in front of her or behind her. It might have said in front of her, which that would kill it. But if it was behind her and there was a man leaning into her car window, that could have been when they were working out the details.
Well, why would I wonder why? Here's the thing, but why would she? Okay, yeah, so that would be somebody related to the case. So there were, but what's weird is she parked there, and then she would have disappeared through the woods because she definitely didn't run across the highway, and that means she had to go through the woods in that scenario.
Well, I think it's possible that when she was parked off the bottom of the screen, that vehicle that we're talking about was behind her. Maybe they switched vehicles, and she left in that vehicle, and maybe it was a man that pulled it forward and then went through the woods.
Right. Well, that's one of the sort of theories that we had yesterday, was that she has a, it's out of sight, so it's either somebody abducted her right there and took her off screen, also back into that neighborhood somewhere, or even crossed the highway behind us. We don't know because you can't see it anymore, right?
Absolutely.
And then another person. So let's say there was two people. Maybe there was there was two people, and then the second one got into her car, drove it down the highway to park it, and then they ran through the woods too because they can meet back up in that neighborhood back there, like that.
Yes, and also I think, with it being a 6-foot fence, it's probably more likely, not saying that she couldn't get over the fence, but she would have a lot of scrapes and bruises, I think, going over that fence with her size and stature. And maybe a tall, slender man gets out, runs through there, boom, he's out of there quick. The police were there quick.
Yeah, it'd be a little harder for her because, I mean, she's not, like you said, like slender and just being able to athletically jump right over it or something like that.
Yes, sir. But I won't hold you. I love listening to you. I'm tuning in all the time, and you're my favorite channel now, so I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you calling in. Good stuff.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, so Kelsian, do you go by that name? Because I don't have any emails from you. Yeah. That's the problem here, unless this is what you're talking about. Do you have a totally different name that starts with a K also? I don't think so. That's not you. Carlee Russell bought snacks at Target before vanishing. Hoover police continue to investigate disappearance and are still awaiting her to be made available to obtain a more detailed statement. So she's not speaking to the police, it sounds like. Police said they expect to release more information at a press conference planned for Wednesday as investigators continue to retrace the steps of the 25-year-old nursing student who vanished Thursday night after saying she saw a toddler on I-459. She went to a... then it says, police said Tuesday. So this... Did you hear that? You hear that out there? Quinn B? Police said Tuesday they learned she went to the Target on US 280. So is this the article that you're talking about? Because I don't have anything else. Let's see. No. I don't know if she's just not sending me emails or what's going on there. It's weird. Thank you very much to Kimberly. And looks like Lisa wants a notebook. And Myrna, let me read what they said. It says, please get a blue notebook. Okay, and then this one from Myrna says, hey Gray, I'm an Oompa Loompa. This donation is to help towards the purchase of traffic camera footage from cameras positioned behind where Carlee initially parked. Well, that's the one that we tried to get yesterday, but it was missing key information. And thank you, TTJO Tracy. All right. Yeah, I'd like to see something official from the police about Target. Anybody have that? Anybody at all? I know, but can you tell me where you sent it to, Kelsian? Let me put my email address in the chat here. Here it is, look. All right. That's it right there. Can you make sure to send it to that one? There's a 2 at the end. grayhuze2@gmail.com. I don't have anything from you. I can see you right there. No, you can't put links in the chat, Kelsian, is what I'm telling you. You can't put links in the chat. You didn't. You didn't send me an email. Because if I did get one, I'd see it. Right? Okay, maybe, is this it right here then? Let's see. The investigation into the Carlee Russell case, this is today, continues as detectives working to determine what happened. Okay, so this is from them. So this is what I kind of read earlier, I think. Happened from a time prior to her 911 call Thursday night until she returned home on foot Saturday night. Detectives spoke to Carlee very briefly upon her return home and are waiting for her to be made available to obtain a more detailed statement about the sequence of events during the time frame. While we are not in a position to reveal all of the information we have gathered at this point, we can talk about some details that we have not previously discussed. After leaving the Colonnade, Carlee went to Target on Highway 280 and purchased some snack food type items. These items were not located in the vehicle or with her cell phone and wig at the scene of her disappearance. The Hoover Police Department has not located any evidence of a toddler walking down the interstate, nor did we receive any additional calls about a toddler walking down the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area as depicted by the traffic camera surveillance video. So this is all stuff we've said here, right? I mean, this is why it seems very unlikely there's something else. Is she back at it again? Anyway, detectives have obtained surveillance video from... I thought she said that Quinby said that this is all bogus, that the police never said this. This is literally a communication from Chief Nicholas C. Derzes. Detectives have obtained surveillance video from Carlee's neighborhood, which shows her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. Fire department radio traffic obtained by... what they should do is track her backwards and see who dropped her off just outside the neighborhood. Yeah, I did want the actual release. Yep. I don't have it. Is this what you sent me right here? I have no emails from you, Kelsian. I'm sorry about that, but I have 0 emails from you. I don't know what you're typing in. Or detectives have obtained surveillance from Carlee's neighborhood, which shows her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her arrival at her residence. Fire department radio traffic obtained by several media outlets shows that medics were dispatched to her residence. I think we sort of almost read this earlier. More detailed statement about this. Okay, after leaving the colonnade... Okay, I guess this is just the remainder down here. This release contains all the information the Hoover Police Department is able to provide at this time. We understand that there are numerous rumors and misinformation making the rounds in both social media and traditional media. While we understand the public's interest in the incident, we must maintain the integrity of the case. Thus, we are limited in what that information or statements we can release or confirm at this time. The Hoover Police Department will hold a press conference tomorrow, at which time we will be able to release additional information. That means they could release it today, but they just didn't want it. The press conference will take place at the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center, located at 850 Municipal Drive, Hoover, Alabama, at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. Awesome. And then, okay. Schedule a press release. Yeah, we already got that. Maybe this is it. Okay. So finally, I don't know if this is the one who sent it. Okay, let's see what they say here. The Hoover Police Department is releasing additional information on the safe return of Carlee Russell since the time of the 911 call at 9:34 on July 13th. 2023, the Hoover Police Department has expended every available resource into locating Carlee, and we celebrate with the Russell family on her safe return at approximately 10:44 p.m. on July 15th. The following information are facts we have been able to determine at this point in the investigation. We are still gathering and evaluating evidence in this case. Carlee left work at a business, The Summit in Birmingham, at approximately 8:20 p.m. She ordered food from a nearby business at the Colonnade and traveled there. We have worked to retrace all of her actions from the time she left the Colonnade until she called 911, and are well on her way to completing that task. Isn't this old here? This feels kind of old. Yeah, that's 2 days ago. So, yeah, I've read that exact same thing, but not sure why that was sent to me. Yeah, so Twitter has sent out that, it's all over the place, that link. Anyways, let me get these calls here. All right, 765, you're on.
Hey, Gray.
Hello, who's this?
This is Colin.
What's up, Colin?
How are you tonight, sir?
Not too bad.
So, if you had to say at this point, what would your assumption be as far as Carlee? Just a mental break, or if you had to put a final thought on it, what would it be?
I don't know. I don't really know if it's a mental break, more or just something that she wanted to do. I don't know. It's hard for me to determine. I just don't. I mean, it's still possible that there is something nefarious going on because the car stopped for 3 minutes out of sight, which matches. See, before her story didn't match because the car's just driving down the highway. But after getting the video, you see that she stopped for 3 minutes, which matches her story about pulling over. But then when she said, then she went looking for the child, that was in one of the articles. I don't understand that part. Like, you pull over for 3 minutes with flashing lights and then you go looking for the child? I mean, wouldn't that be your first thing that you're doing? So a lot of things that don't make sense. The problem in this case is nothing really makes a ton of just complete sense. And so that's why you almost have to lean towards it being something not normal, like it's like a ruse of some sort. That's what it feels like, but I can't rule out something else.
Yeah, the only thing I saw just with police saying police plan to follow up with her again. I feel like that's kind of weird. If there was something they were for sure about, they wouldn't say they plan to follow up again. So it's just kind of strange.
Mm-hmm. Now, what is your thought then?
My thought is I guess that's a good question. Seeing somebody just pull up on the side of a road with the blinkers on, and I guess I would just think that something, I don't know, it's pretty outlandish to describe seeing a toddler and go into detail saying they're in a diaper and a t-shirt, and if somebody, to me it seems like she was literally experiencing something and thought or knew or whatever it is, saw something and called it in. But
it's kind of like what Daphne was saying, maybe a schizophrenia or something, where she had some sort of mental break and thought she was really seeing something.
Yeah, so it's like, I guess what I think is, it's potential that she wanted some attention, but it's kind of in the realm of a bit much more than the typical person needing attention. The call the police is kind of beyond, so that's why I guess I describe it as a mental break. But just seeing her, calling in a toddler like that is a bit more than, I don't know, but it's it's also strange with the family coming on and mentioning the mental and physical, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure they're putting a weird spot, but I'm not sure that I buy the fact that there could have been a toddler running around on the interstate without any other calls coming in.
I mean, she calls the police. She calls the police, and then she probably knows that after talking to the police, she has 4 or 5 minutes. So then she pulls forward and then gets out and takes off. But it must have all been planned. I don't know. It's weird. So it's just such a weird story, because now she's not even missing anymore, and yet it's still interesting. Like, it's normally the case is kind of done, but now we're not sure because there's still a chance that there was something else, and then the case needs help in tracking down whatever the hell happened. But I don't really, I don't know. This is one of those ones where that's why it's interesting, because there's no real, every time you pick something, there's a counter to that not working. The only thing that really kind of does work is if it's a ruse. Everything just, that's why it's weird, everybody, because it's all a ruse and it's all planned and it's strange.
And when you say ruse, I'm not sure if I understand. So you just mean like she,
I guess all just sort of like a made-up event. Yeah, well, she just maybe wanted attention, maybe wanted to, I don't really understand, like, if she just wanted to be with some guy, wouldn't you just park your car somewhere and then just go be with the guy, and then maybe 4 days later they find your car, but you're still with the guy? Instead, her car is found almost immediately, and there's this big search for her. So that doesn't make
Burger King.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense on the ruse theory right there, does it? Because then it's, if it's a ruse, it seems like you'd make a ruse so that you could go hang out. And that's the thing, man. I don't really get it. I don't really understand why all these different elements of the case, and then every time you say something, there's a counter, just like I just did. I said, oh yeah, it seems like a ruse. She's planning to go maybe just get some attention. I mean, the attention ruse makes sense. Like, she wants this attention and she wants people to think she was abducted and then really be like, oh my God, and then she can see who really cares about her.
Sure.
But, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And then the family's doing like follow-up interviews on USA Today or whatever, Good Morning America. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy.
So,
yeah.
But no, yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, it's a weird case, and I don't know. And to add in the fact that there's the missing time from the surveillance, the traffic camera. It's weird how things like that happen.
Yeah, I mean, he explained it to me and everything. The only part that's still weird is how come two cameras had the same. I think it was a system glitch, right. And maybe that's how it works. Maybe the same Wi-Fi got affected. Generally, maybe a solar flare or some shit that affected both of them. I mean, who the hell knows? But yeah.
So, do you think that she saw a toddler in the road, or no? I think that she did?
No, I don't think she saw a toddler. And so if there's no toddler, then it would have to be a delusion. And that's not as likely as somebody just inventing something to tell a story. That's where I'm at. I don't believe that there's a toddler. I don't believe law enforcement believes there's a toddler. So then there's something else at play here. It could be something where she was planning on... There was some other thing that she was going to do, but then that turned bad, even though it was intentional to start with. So maybe there's something like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, off topic. When is the renovation supposed to be done, and how long do you think it's going to take you to get everything moved into your new space?
Well, I think it's going to be another...
I'm in construction, so I was just curious.
I think probably another month or so, month and... I've got all the drywall in there. They got to still put the floor. Then they got to paint. I think they paint first, then put the floor in. That makes sense.
Sure.
So probably paint first, and the floor. I got two doors to put in, a full window. Then the air conditioning thing, and then sort of the detail work, that stuff. So, gonna be another month or so.
Gotcha. And I'm a big NBA fan here in Indiana. So when do you think? I know again it's not the same thing, but when do you think Lillard? What's going to happen with Lillard?
Well, I just hope I hope they just trade him as fast as possible. I mean, I for the last 5 years have not wanted him on the team, even though he's this great scorer. He is a shoot first point guard. Nobody else ever touches the ball. I mean, they touch it, but they never get. They have very little chance of ever getting to a groove and improving their game. And you don't want to shoot first point guard on a basketball team, even though he's this really famous, great player. Ooh, he's so good. But he's really not a great...
You want a pass first point guard.
Yeah, you want to... and here's the thing. He's not a great basketball player. He's a great scorer, and there's a huge difference there. People like Luka Doncic, he's a great basketball... Like, he's not a great defensive player, but all around, offensively, he gets everybody involved, moving around. So that's, that's where I'm at there. So I've wanted him gone for a long time, and I think he's sort of stunted many people's career because they didn't get their touches ever. He'd shoot 40 times a game, and the other guy get 5. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, All-Star weekend's coming to Indy next 2024, I think. So
that's pretty sweet.
Pretty excited. But anyways.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
All right, sir. Well, I appreciate it. You keep doing what you're doing, man. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. Yeah. Have a good one.
All right, thanks, Greg. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
See that, everybody? I'm multifaceted. Goes straight into the NBA, construction. Yeah. Anyways. I don't know, you guys. It's pretty dead in here. I don't know what the deal is for really poor night on the super chat realm for supporting the channel. So we got 1,504 people watching and really, really strange stuff. Long time no see it. And there's nobody waiting on hold to call in. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about? I think I'm going to call it a night. It's been a really busy day. Did a full show earlier. And no, I don't do StreamYard. I hate that program. You know, it's just... What are the police going to say tomorrow? Tomorrow they're going to point out a whole bunch of things that don't really add up in the story. That's what they're going to point out. They're not going to directly accuse her, but they're going to say stuff like, I don't know, I don't know. The 3 minutes of the car stopped and the lights blinking bugged me a lot. It's just, it's a strange thing that she stopped for 3 minutes. It corroborates part of the story that she told. So, you just never know. You just never know. I think the story is not genuine, but I'm not certain. I was way more certain the other day when it was just the car driving down the freeway. But once we saw it stop, that should change a lot of people's calculus. Hey, thanks, Tammy Morell or Merrill. Let's see. If she had stayed where she initially stopped to make the calls and talk to the mysterious toddler, we'd all be sure she was abducted. Yeah, well, here's the thing, Tammy. What if that wasn't her that moved the car forward the 0.3 miles to the mile marker 11.4? What if that wasn't her that did that? Now, what if she was abducted right at that spot? And hell, I guess, it's possible he was put in that car that was driving by that was mentioned. And she's in that car, and then some other person pulled the other car forward, then they ran through the woods and were picked up by that other car that sped off, right? Thank you, Shimona V. Something like that. All right, I did get another call here. Hey, 315, what's going on?
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, this is the culture, fellas in your chat.
Who is it? I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, man. I said this was culture that was in your chat. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on? I don't know if I saw you in the chat, but...
Yeah, I never called in this way. I always use StreamYard, so this is kind of different.
Oh.
But first, I just want to say thank you for everything that you're doing. Even, I don't know if you're on my side or the other side or wherever side you're at, you're showing all the facts, and that's what matters, that we see all the facts so everybody can make a proper judgment themselves. Because a lot of people are coming with their own narrative, and they're just saying, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, and they got everybody believing it when we really don't know. But you're actually laying out all the facts. You're not being biased one way or the other. You're laying out all the facts, and then common sense people can make a common judgment.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you for noticing that. A lot of people just, they want you to jump on something. Like a couple of days ago, I was more convinced that it's some sort of, planned ruse. But now when the car stopped for 3 minutes, kind of brings you back the other direction. And, so I don't know for certain in this case. There are cases that I cover where the facts lead you and it's like really clear. This isn't one of those.
Yes, sir. I believe that too. And I also want to say that when it first came out, I think we all was on the side of Carlee's mom because, we had no reason to not believe her. It was missing. All we knew was that she was missing. We didn't have no video yet. And so that was the case. Then the next day, it kind of takes a shift where it's like, oh, now Carlee's lying, and all these news are coming out with that. It doesn't make sense, this and the third, and now everybody's on YouTube making videos that doesn't make sense. She's lying. Now today, we're back. Well, so first I was with it. Then yesterday I'm like, oh, maybe she is lying. But I always stood on my stance on my first assumption that she's not lying because by all accounts she was a good woman. You know, everybody in the neighborhood says that she babysat her kids, babysat their kids. She's a great girl. She's in nursing school too. All this doesn't fit the narrative of her doing something like this. So I always stood on my first stance that something really happened to her. But yesterday I was doubting because I'm like, damn, why is everybody saying this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, did she really do that? Now today, man, when we see that, because when I see those four ways blinking, I seen that yesterday, but I thought that was just a reflection of her coming down the street. I thought those was blinking lights. I thought it was just a reflection of her coming into the camera view, but she hasn't got there yet. But when I watch it again, she's right outside of the camera view and the car stopped.
Yeah, it's just sitting there, and, and even you can see it just pull into where it stopped because there's a little bit of light that got almost all the way through right at the end. I mean, that car is probably literally 4 feet from being able to be seen part of it on camera. That's the thing. It's right there. But yeah, I mean, it blinks for 3 minutes while it's still, because you can see it sort of show up into that position based on the way the lights are. And then once the lights, they're just consistently sitting there, that it's 3 minutes long. And, you know, that does change. I mean, I think there's, I mean, you're probably back to what you originally thought because of those 3 minutes, right?
Yes, sir. Only because why is it not being shown? If it was just as simple as she's on the phone talking to her friend, why are they just not simply showing that?
Well, you know what's weird is I don't think the media's seen it. The weird part is they haven't seen the fact that it's blinking there. But it's really important. I mean, it's literally one of the biggest elements of the entire footage. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I definitely agree. I think this is a nail in the coffin, and I think that it was too much on there today. I mean, you've been on all day. It was another channel.
Well, we don't.
You want me to say
yeah,
it?
we don't. Yeah, we don't bring up the other ones. Yeah.
Okay, well, another channel that's been covering almost the same thing. So I'm pretty sure. But another thing, they've been quiet today. Yesterday, they was pretty loud. Every news station had a story about she's lying, she's lying, she's lying. Now they're not even saying that. They're just quiet. I think it was one news came out with something like, but they didn't say one way or the other. So everybody's quiet all of a sudden again. So I think they know, but it's kind of one of those things like, oh man, it's just like if she was just on the side of the road talking on the phone like everybody's saying that, why is it simply not being shown? Why we just don't see that? Why are they blocking it out? They can see this whole highway. Why are they blocking that out?
Well, no. I see what you're saying. But no, here's the thing. They're not blocking that. That's not being blocked out. It's just, all it was, that just was randomly where she happened to pull over. I've seen the raw footage from there. That's what it looks like. I actually bought it.
I don't believe in those coincidences.
Well, yeah.
I don't believe in those coincidences because there's so many coincidences.
Right, but I mean, the part where it's missing a minute 46, apparently that's just sort of, there's time that's missing. It's weird how it's missing that. But I mean, why would somebody want to cut out the footage of it being stopped for 3 minutes? Like, what would be the goal? What's on there that somebody would need to hide that?
That's when the abduction was going on. So
I know, but why would you hide that?
That's when everything. Because they don't want to show that. They don't want this to get out. Obviously.
Oh well, no, but here's the thing. This is where we totally disagree here because. Like, I think that it just shows that she stopped. If law enforcement could see that she was abducted, they would be mentioning things. We see some, because tomorrow they're going to be talking about something, but they're not even talking about that. They're implying that they don't see a child. They don't see these different things. So where the route that law enforcement sounds like they're going on is that there's something that isn't truthful going on in the story.
So, sir, are you telling me that law enforcement see things, but they don't tell the public?
Yeah, well, I just think this is one of those things that they wouldn't be putting out the other narrative about.
They're not saying it.
Yeah, well, no, they are.
Narrative, yeah.
Well, no, there are. Their narrative is sort of like there's something that's not adding up that she's saying. They wouldn't be putting that out there if they literally have on camera her being abducted. And I've seen the raw footage out there on the internet where, I mean, literally the live camera, and it cuts out the same spot. I mean, that's just how the camera looks, It doesn't look straight down.
I mean, it just so happens to cut off right there. I mean, she just so happens to stop at one spot on this whole highway, just right when the camera stopped. And then when that car was about to blink over and pull over, it cuts that off too. All these coincidences don't make sense. There's 3 different coincidences. The minute and 30, her stopping right before the camera stopped, and then that car that's about to pull over right where the car ended up at, that stops being shown. That's 3 coincidences. They're important, pivotal points of the story.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, is this? I think that Missy Love is actually a troll in the chat who got a channel membership. Can you just hide that person, please? Who would say something like that?
But at the end of the day, I'm just happy that she's home. You know, that's all I really cared about. And I always stood on my stance that I will worry about the story later. I was just happy that she made it home. I'm happy that, you know, the prayers worked. She was released.
I tell you what,
And,
let's do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna tomorrow. I'm gonna say this: if they have video of her being abducted, and we just don't know about it yet, but we'll find out about it later, I'll send you a mug. All right. So you gotta email me back when the answer. But you don't owe me anything if you're wrong. Okay. I don't think they're hiding anything.
I mean, I just pointed out 3 coincidences that's important, pivotal facts.
No, I know. Well, I know, but I've already mentioned all the coincidences. The one that it just stopped just out of the range of the camera, that the camera has a minute 46 of missing time right when the car blinks and is pulling over, and then the other camera when it's you could see her coming down the highway. It also was the same glitch time, but she would have been in that shot.
Yes, sir. I mean, those all can't be coincidences.
Well, the other 2 are the same thing, and it just so happens that 2 minutes before.
There's still 3. There's the minute 46 missing. There's the time where he's about to pull over, right at where the car was going to stop at. They glitched that out, and then she stopped right at the end of the camera angle.
Well, but the thing is, I talked to the person, and law enforcement doesn't touch any of those. What it is just sort of, it saves each clip out that it's doing, and then somebody has to put them all together. Well, the person that he does, they just all get conglomerated together to create each hour, and there's never, almost really rarely, a full hour of footage. But yes, it's hard to accept that sometimes. Well, I don't know if you ever watched my channel before, but you ever heard of that Gabby Petito Brian Laundrie case? That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me just finish what I'm going to say. So during that case, there was they stopped in Moab, and they went to this like coffee shop diner place, and they spoke to a woman there, and then that night or the next day, that woman got murdered. Then Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito drove off, and then he killed Gabby Petito. Wouldn't you just go, oh my God, he killed that lady too? I mean, that would be absolutely makes sense, right? I mean, but they weren't related at all. Isn't that crazy? Like that. Yeah. So it's just a coincidence. Sometimes weird shit happens.
Weird shit definitely happens, sir. But we're talking all in like about 2 minutes time frame here. That 3 important pivotal points. Something just happens.
I get what you're saying. It's weird that the camera isn't filming. I mean, I noticed all those things too. I'm just putting everything out there, and people can make up their own minds. I just think about stuff like, I mean, why would somebody need to edit tapes and shit like that?
I appreciate you doing that, because that's more than what other people are doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was a toddler. I think maybe it was a doll. And if it wasn't, if it was a toddler, it doesn't necessarily have to been from that area. So you're not going to hear about a missing toddler. People, they got toddlers at their disposal that does this human trafficking. That's a big thing. So we can't act like they don't have kids that they can use. It could be a doll, made up doll, because the description of it just sounds weird. She said it's like a 3-year-old. 3-year-olds are not in diapers no more at 3 years old.
Mm-hmm. So a 3 or 4-year-old with a white shirt and diapers. That sounded weird, didn't it?
That sounds like a doll. It sounds like something weird. And then, I don't know if you've seen this. Her parents, Friday, I believe it was Friday, she mentioned that to warn Carlee that somebody's going to be stalking her, mentioned something that she might be running into somebody trying to lure her with something, as such as a doll or a toddler. They said that on Friday. The news caster said that they warned Carlee to be careful because she might get lured in by using something like a doll or a toddler. That was Friday. They said that. I believe her parents. They seem by all accounts good people. All their neighbors speak highly of them. So I don't have no reason to not believe them at all. I mean, they don't give us.
Yeah, I know that, but that's what everybody always says all the time. I mean, that's another one of those common things. Oh, they were so great. Everything's so perfect. But we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. And some of the comments made, too, they've sort of suggested there might be something else, like a mental issue of some sort, you know. So we'll have to see.
Just three coincidences throw me off. And, I mean, the Long Island case proved that the guy can be married, he goes to work every day, have kids, and still does fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand what you mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
my thing, I'm just happy that she's home, man. That's all I really cared about.
Mm-hmm.
But this shit just has to stop. If it's more wicked than what I believe it is, because I know it's wicked shit out here, man,
Mm-hmm.
I just want it to stop. And I want people to be held accountable, because if not, this could be your daughter, this could be your sister, this could be somebody else. They was going to do that to whoever pulled over at that time. I believe that maybe that they knew what time she got out of work, and maybe they planted it at a certain time to catch her at that time, or they were just going to take the first person. I really believe she's seen what she's seen, and it happened what she happened. Like you said, I don't believe it was about running off with a boyfriend, because if that was the case, why didn't she just park the car at a Burger King and just do it like that? To make all this whole story up, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Well, I guess we'll see tomorrow, right? So check it back in at noonish.
I don't think we're going to learn much tomorrow. I think it's going to be more like kicking the can down the road.
I have a feeling that they're going to. No, I think they're going to add some more information that's going to make you go, oh, okay. We'll see, though. I mean, we'll see what direction they're going. I can tell you that. You'll be able to tell what direction they're going in after that press conference. All right?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, hey, appreciate you calling in.
Thanks it's my first day on your channel. I subscribed and everything, and I'll definitely be in tune.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for the nice words. Thank you. We'll see you later.
And what kind of basketball fan are you? What's your team?
Oh, Blazers. Portland Trail Blazers.
Oh, wow. I'm a Houston Rockets fan.
Oh, well, you guys got like 48,000 first-round picks coming up. I mean, it's incredible. I don't know what the hell is the deal. Don't you guys have like 20 or something? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's some weird number.
We got I'm from New York. And when I was growing up, when I was able to watch basketball as a little kid, that was when Houston Rockets was winning, 94, 95, Hakeem Olajuwon. That's when I became a fan. I've been a fan ever since.
Hey, that's right. Well, you guys picked up our Clyde Drexler for a couple of years. He was awesome. He was on our team.
Drexler, Nick Van Exel, Tim Cassell, Mario Elliott, Robert Horry, all those guys, man. They had a squad. This year looks good, man. They got a squad. Cam Whitmore at 20, Ahmed Thompson and Jabari.
I like Ahmed Thompson. He worked out here, and he probably would have been the next pick. He's tall and he's a good passer, and I mean he's a really good player.
Yeah, man. He's mature too. Like he studies the game. That interview where he answered all those questions about where guys got picked in the draft, that was impressive.
Yeah, but we got Scoot Henderson. Okay, we got Scoot Henderson. There we go.
Now, Scoot is nice. Scoot is definitely nice. I don't hear that, but he's definitely going to be a baller.
Scoot Henderson would be a first pick in the draft in every other year except this year with an alien in it. 7'5" guy that can dribble and shoot. I mean, he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna last long. He looks like something's gonna break in that guy.
Yeah, but the thing about that is the NBA is so soft. I think they're gonna protect him to the point where he might be okay. Because this is how soft the NBA is. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't break his own ankle, you know what I mean. But I just don't think they're gonna allow somebody just pounding on his ass, because he's gonna be like the future of the NBA. They're trying to make him the future of the NBA. But who I think is going to be the bust is the kid that went second, Brandon Miller. I don't think he's going to shake out that well.
Yeah, he does show signs of some pretty high level. Like I watched his summer league games; he's pretty good. So, but we'll see. But anyways, I got to get back to the actual case stuff here.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
All right, later.
Bye. Man, it's like NBA Central in here. All right. 503, you're on.
Hey, Gray, how you doing?
Pretty good. Who's this?
This is Mike. I gotta say, this is a total hoax. I hope, I see some people making comments. I mean, I don't know how you could look at it any other way, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, I originally thought it was a total hoax, and I still think that's what it'll turn out to be. But I have to put some more weight in the basket of not when it stopped for 3 minutes prior to you seeing it on camera. Like when it pulls forward, for some reason the media hasn't put out that it appears the car stops for 3 minutes, then it pulls forward. It really changes your theorizing dramatically, or it should. So.
Well, here's the thing for me that kind of just closes it. Imagine, like, the police made in their brief statement, they specifically said nobody else saw a baby.
Yeah.
Nobody called.
Yeah.
Nobody stopped.
I think that's where they're going, and that's what I think too. But I'm just saying you got to add a little more with it stopping.
No, exactly. But they make that a point because that is the main point. Because just put yourself in that position. Close your eyes and be a driver on that road. There's zero chance that there wouldn't be other people that would, come out and help or at least call. It's not realistic.
And see a child.
That's a fantasy of even an idea of something happening. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get what you're
that's
saying.
the way I see it, and that's the way law enforcement obviously sees it as well. And from what we know, obviously she's not making a statement. I think what happened was she wanted to lawyer up. Her family, she made the phone call, realized it was a huge mistake. Her family then they hired a lawyer. Obviously, the lawyer advised her not to make a statement to the police.
Mm-hmm.
And she's obviously not speaking.
Yeah, she's not
she would dig
talking to
herself
him. And
further.
that's why they said we hope to be able to talk to her soon. What they're really saying is she's not cooperating. That's exactly what they're saying.
Exactly. But that's what that means.
And the reason they're saying that is because she's not cooperating, and in the same sentence or in the same statement, they say how she went to the hospital and was released, meaning she's fine, but she's not talking to us now. So that's weird, right?
Exactly.
Right. Okay, so.
And for other crime nerds, you might remember the Sherry Papini
Yeah,
case.
we bring that up a lot.
This is like deja vu, if you ask me.
Yeah, it could be something similar to that.
Something like that. But I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know what they would announce at a press conference, but
yeah. Well, that's
maybe
what
they'll
we're.
Charge her.
I guess that will be the next news. So we'll definitely come on live for that tomorrow.
That'll be great. Well, it's good talking to you, Gray.
Yeah, thanks for that. That was pretty, consolidating some of the stuff we were saying earlier, making it a case for just what I think most of us think it's some sort of I'll probably do a poll here in a minute, but I think most people think there's some sort of a hoax or whatever you want to call it. It's not what it was claimed to be, is what I'm saying. Something like that.
You can't be the only person to see, a child on the highway.
Right, exactly. Yep. All right.
But yeah.
Well,
all right, great talking to you, Gray.
You too. Have a good one. See you.
Have a good night.
Bye. I think that was from Portland, that guy. Same zip code there. Raymond, you're on. Hello? Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me both?
Yep, I can hear you. Yep.
Hey, so what do you make of the 3-minute stop on the shoulders there?
Oh, I look at it. Well, to me, that sort of helps the original story out a little bit, but I still lean towards it not being. Well, I'm not just leaning. I believe it's not a real story, but that makes it like you kind of go, ooh, that's weird because it stops for 3 minutes, and then during that 3 minutes, she makes if it's correct the way. I mean, it was I don't know if you saw my earlier videos, but it's a 58-minute and 14-second long video missing a minute 46. So when you find the glitch that happens at 9:30 and 5 seconds, that's where you put a cut in the video, and then you slide the left end to 9 o'clock and the right end to 10 o'clock, and because none of the other video has glitches in it. And there's a missing a minute 46 right there. And so, I don't know.
So you're thinking that you're thinking a glitch may perhaps throw off the video sync so that the time is not quite.
That's what I was.
Right?
I'm just not. That's what makes me not sure. But I think it is accurate, unless let's say it records really at 8:58, and then it ends at So we don't really know, but it's just 9 to 10 is what they tell us. Okay.
Right.
So if it's accurate, then that means when the car stopped for those 3 minutes, that at about a minute into the stop is when the 911 call was made, and then near the end of the stop was when she called a family member, and then the car pulls forward. So what do you think about it? It's pretty weird.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of it over the past day or so. I just don't think that many cars. So watch the video, and I just don't think that many cars ride by a child that's walking along the highway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Somebody would have saw that child, and I guarantee you there would have been brakes all over the place. There's just no way that many cars ride by, and she's the only one that sees the child.
And then what she did was weird too, because it says that after talking to the family member, she went looking for the child. So is that when the car pulled forward? So what do you mean looking for it? Why did you stop for 3 minutes, right?
I know. That stinks, man. I mean this stinks for everything I can make of it is that this is some kind of hoax. But I don't understand what the angle is. Honestly, I don't understand what the angle is. Why in the world would somebody pull a stunt like this?
Yeah, I guess that's where when the last caller, we talked about it on here, but that Papini story, like she just left and planned this whole hoax, and then ran in and then was with this guy who didn't even really want to be with her. I mean, it was the weirdest thing in the world. Like what was that all about?
Yeah,
I
know. People are hungry for attention nowadays. But to watch some of this stuff play out, you got to think, man. They honestly don't think this stuff's through.
Yeah, no. What's weird about this one is if it is a hoax, it's really kind of like a lot of weird thoughts in there. So,
There is. I don't know though. I don't think the things that are really causing us to overthink this. I don't think they were really planned. I think, there's a lot about what's going on here that's really coincidental, and I don't really think this was stuff that they really thought about. It's just kind of how it plays out. Well, I'll tell you, I watched your take on this before I called into you, and I really appreciate you being able to put that timeline together. That is really suspect that there is
missing. Yeah, the missing.
Part of the freaking tape that is.
Well, watch the video I put out earlier in the day. You can just watch it. Like if you watch, I put out a video that's only like 19 minutes long. You can just watch it and it goes through the whole thing. It's just. So it is. I mean, I got an email from the person who gave them to me. I purchased it for $250, and then he gave me an extra one, the other camera angle, and both of them had the exact same time at 9:30 and 5 seconds. They both do the same thing, and both of them, amazingly and unfortunate for conspiracies, is that both cameras took, like, for example, like here's how it works. So if you look at it, her lights start flashing at 9:33, and then so that means 2 miles back would be 9:31 about, right? And that's right in that same window. That's where you would have seen her come in the other direction.
Right.
And then you see this guy's car at 9:30 and 5 seconds driving and pulling. It was already in the right-hand lane, putting a blinker on and about to pull over near 11.4. I mean, it's really, so it does make you just go, shit. I mean, this is a It's a conspiracy theorist dream, is what it is.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, in the days to come, it'll all hash out. I can't imagine that with missing video like that, I can't imagine that the state does not have the hard copies, and maybe we'll see actually what portion is missing, because all of that stuff can be acquired.
Well, sometimes it can't be, like if you're doing because what he told me was it's Wi-Fi, but what's weird, if it's Wi-Fi, how come both cameras? I mean, that's where you go, because Wi-Fi. So is there something that sort of temporarily glitched in the system, because he gets is the raw feeds, and then
it's too coincidental, man.
It is pretty crazy.
It's too coincidental. You don't get the missing portion of any particular tape like that just happens to be the portion that we're kind of all questioning, and it just, I'm sorry, it just doesn't happen that way. They're sitting on the hard copy.
Okay, and then also the guy said, I mean, even the last caller said that, see, where the car stops and the lights are flashing, it's just out of the range of the camera.
Yeah.
See, but you do see the flashing. And I guess all that really matters is, I don't know why they'd be hiding an abduction, though. I guess you wouldn't.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, some intrepid reporter will get a FOIA request to get the hard copy of the thing at some point, and we'll see it. I just don't believe it's missing.
Yeah. But what it does do when the car stops for 3 minutes. Okay, so what I'm saying before, let's say it is a hoax, though, right? I mean, I don't know, you're sort of leaning a little bit that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the thing is if it is a hoax, it is sort of a complicated story. That means the whole thing about, okay, hey, there's a child on the side of the road. That's part of it, right? So then she pulls up, and then she must go through the woods because she doesn't cross the road. So she went to the woods of this neighborhood. It's only 60 yards. So she goes to this neighborhood, and was there somebody already waiting there for her? And she leaves her car on the road where the lights are flashing. She leaves her purse there, for God's sakes. She leaves her phone there. She leaves her wig there. And but what was missing was the food, the snacks that she had just bought over at Target. So that's kind of interesting, right?
So are they? But are they saying that the food was nowhere to be found? They didn't
find it. Yeah, there was no food. Yeah, the snacks that she bought. So that makes it even more like, oh, you got. But here's this. Let me just ask you this: if you were abducted, would the snacks be the first thing you grabbed? I'm just curious.
Gray, I don't think so, man.
Or maybe
food would have been the last thing I was concerned about.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I mean, this to me just, it just reeks of hoax. I mean, the Jussie Smollett thing, the Bubba, whatever his name is. I mean, these things just go on, and I don't know, man. Young people are craving attention, and then they get swept up in the whole narratives out there that the wings of political interest are pushing the narratives that are being driven, and oh my goodness, you gotta shake your head at this nonsense,
Yeah,
but hopefully I'm hopeful that whatever's going on here, at some point the facts are going to shake out.
Yeah, well, I think tomorrow we'll get some more hints in the direction they're going in the press conference.
I think this is going to kind of be like the Jussie Smollett thing. As the wheels turn, more facts are going to emerge, and I think we'll probably get to the bottom of this. I don't think law enforcement is done here because they're way too quiet. At some point, they're going to have to basically pony up with what they know.
Well, they said tomorrow they're going to give more information.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's going to be at 2:30 Alabama time. I don't know. What state do you live in?
I'm in the Atlanta area, so I'm Eastern.
Okay, so you're. I guess that would be what?
Yeah. You guys are Central, right?
Well, I'm actually in Oregon, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it must be at 3 o'clock your time, something like that.
It's about 12:20 a.m.
No, I mean the press conference. Let's see if it's here. Yeah, I think it would be 3 your time for the press conference.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's 12:20 over there right now. What are you doing up, man? You're supposed to be sleeping.
I'm reading, man. I'm reading. I'm gathering information. This is an interesting story.
I was actually going to say, hey, you have a nice kitchen. I can see him on video. You're not on the video, but then I can see the green screen.
Hey, trust me, guy. You don't want to see what's back there, okay?
Okay, all right. Yeah. Anyways, hey, that was a fun call. I appreciate you calling in, man. Call in again sometime.
I will. Take care, buddy.
All right, you too. Have a good one.
All right. Yeah. Later.
That was Raymond. Yeah, I could see him over here. He was cool. Smiling, laughing. It was fun. It made me smile and laugh. So that was good. I like that. Yeah. So, anybody else calling in? Look at the Oompa Loompa is like us. It's asking a question. What's going on here? Hey, look at that. It's Chris Thorne's show. How's it going, man? Yeah. Man, thanks up above there. I think I missed a couple people to... and I was almost out of here. Thanks, Lori2714. During the 3 minutes, could she have been texting a friend confirming? Yeah, she could have been. And maybe that's what we'll hear in the press conference is other telephonic, communications and so forth that were going on during that time. Something like that. And also thanks to Lisa L. up there. Who, what did you, you didn't say anything, but you said thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you, Georgina Stoliker. Well, we're almost at 3 hours anyway, so I think this might be a good time. It's been another ridiculously long day, a 4-hour finishing up the Depp Heard sort of refresh thing. Man, if you guys ever watched Jodi Arias, Amber Heard is like an absolute clone psychologically. I mean, it's unbelievable. Same person. I think Johnny Depp's lucky to be alive. Like, there could have been... She just never got to reach what she really wanted to do. So he did that, and then while I was listening to that, I was editing that shorter video that I made today, sort of condensing down the anomalies and different things in the video, and put that out. And then I sort of got stuff together ready for this show, and here we are. Long day. Let's see. I don't have any more calls. I think I'm just going to shut it down, the calls. What I should maybe do in the future is, like, he was on video, and I could set up something where I just sort of have a small window that pops up and just give the link out, and then people can be on there, but then that opens the door for the crazy people to come in and show, like, I've seen people put out images of, pornography and stuff right on the screen. People are just crazy, I don't know what the boyfriend was doing. By the way, did you guys go block that member up there that said that comment? That was one of the people that got a random membership for, gifted to them. No go on that? What do you mean? Okay, you did? Good. And we'll figure out something else to do for the day, freaks, but I don't have anything currently, but I guess tomorrow, since there's a press conference, we could come on a little early and sort of, stream into the press conference. And then maybe I can take the press conference out of that and make that its own video, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to be live. Hopefully it's live somewhere. It should be. I mean, the story got really big really fast. It's actually bigger than Papini was. And I think it's just because true crime is so much bigger now with all the different Facebook groups and everything. And listen, I really appreciate all the new people watching. I am rough around the edges sometimes. I'm not like, but I'm a real person. And sometimes, I react to things going on in the chat and so forth, and it's just the way it is, I'm not fake. I'm just a real person, and my personality is my personality. If you don't like my personality, there's a whole bunch of other people making YouTube videos out there, Just go watch them. You don't need to whine and cry and tell me, oh, Gray, I don't like you. It just doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to change because you say that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know anything about the truckers. I don't believe in any of that stuff. But if you like hanging out here, it's basically, we call it sort of like Thanksgiving dinner. There might be nights where people they're arguing and they don't get along and they don't agree with me and they get mad, and then the next night we're all back doing another case or something, and it's all different again. And then we all go in the living room and watch the football games. Right? That's kind of how it works. Yeah, and thanks for all the calls tonight. They're all good ones. Every one of them. So, yeah, it is. It is like a family, don't you think? I mean, we're the freak family, but I mean, in your real life family, when you go to Thanksgiving dinner, there might be a night where you're pissed off. Like everybody would. How many people, put a 1 if you were pissed off at me during the Debbie Collier case, when I kept saying, this looks like, it just keeps looking like a suicide to me. Even after the cop told me that there was a missing item, I kept working through it, and every time it still looks like a suicide, but we got to go with, Right. So you guys remember that, right? Yeah, look at KK. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way it is. Hey, thank you. Thank you for another great birthday show. Well, thank you, Regina Carter, and happy birthday again. Let me guess, you are 28. Is that right? That's what I'm looking at. It's like they believe what they need. $1,000. That's not 1,000. That's like a trillion. Yeah, people can have. See, people think. Here's what people think in here, and even Zozo, when she's angry, always types in the same thing. What? I can't have a different opinion? Yeah, you can. I just don't agree with you right now. See, what's weird is if I don't block people because they don't agree. When I block somebody is when they don't agree, but then add in a bunch of expletives and start going off and just going, man, you're just a like that, and then boom, you're gone. I don't have time for any of that. Thank you, Tammy. Did anyone else feel the dad was highly uncomfortable with the... Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. When mom said abductor, he was shaking his head no, while his mouth said yes. Yes. Now, that's almost hard to do, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Now, we can listen to it. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. I don't want to play a Today Show one. Those guys are, Isn't it weird that they got onto the Today Show? Why not do an interview locally with your... I mean, your daughter's safe, right? Okay, your daughter's safe. It's not like you need national news to go find her. So you should be doing interviews locally, because those are the people that really matter right now. The whole national story has nothing to do with anything at this point. Unless there's still the abductor running around. But I guess like your local news is way more important. So, that's what I think is a little strange. I don't think they pay for interviews, so. But yeah, it's like, wow, we get to be on the Today Show. And now watch if it's a hoax, the daughter will say, hey, I'm the one that got you guys on the Today Show. Well, thanks, The Culture. And thanks for everybody helping out. I mean, I do, when we have comments and stuff, I read comments and I go, let me sort of, does that blend in here? And does that make sense? The only thing I ask people not to do is to write me a long-winded theory version. Okay? That's it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with not wanting that. Because not only do I have time, I don't want you to waste your time. And what I try to do on this channel is have my own opinion. Now, there people might be making comments, and I'll think about that and go, oh yeah, throw that in there. But I like to just sort of think through things the way I do it. Do you want me just parroting somebody else's show or something? That's a little weird, Sean. I thought you were a channel member, Sean. What happened? Yeah. Maybe they had a babysitter for a few hours. I'm not being into... would there not be a freeze on the GoFundMe money? Yeah, what's it, 63,000 now? Let's see where we're at now. What's going on? Grant Hughes Investigates is now at 111,306 now for subs. We were at 107. We were kind of stuck there for a while at 107.6 or something. And now it's at 111,306. So it's a pretty good little jump. Not too bad, right, you guys? Not too bad. But a lot of these people that are signing up now aren't going to... I mean, hopefully they're interested in just true crime in general, because we cover a lot of different things. But, I mean, this is sort of a big case that people are interested in. A lot of times, once you switch to something else, they're like, mwah, 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 mwah. So. Just like that. Well, it's the truth, Danielle. I'm not thinking negatively. I'm just hoping that the people that, they like the way I do true crime, they'll be interested in other things. But, I mean, I cover cases sometimes like 1972, cold case. We go through the newspaper articles and we try to figure out what happened. And at least it gives coverage to some case that nobody would ever even talk about. And so those are interesting, but if you like only the current ones in the news, then it might not be. Well, thanks, Chris Kress. Chris Kress will make you jump. Yeah, everybody needs a dog like Chloe. Blue's a little, you get somebody shows up he doesn't know, man. He just keeps barking and barking and barking and barking. Chloe just doesn't give a shit, man. She's like a dog you can just pick up, hold upside down on her back with your hand whip, like I don't know, have you ever seen a shot putter? Like as soon as he's about ready to let go of the shot, just hold her way up in the air like that on her back, and she doesn't care. She doesn't wiggle, she doesn't try to get out, she just doesn't give a damn about anything. But she's fun too, Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Huh? I'm not sure what that means. Don't try to compare us to another bad little fad. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means. No, I'm just hoping that I think a lot of the people, when they want to see something, they want to see that, and then they don't show up for the other cases. And it's just the reality, you guys. I mean, when I cover Brian Koberger, for example, you'll have something like 600, 700, 800 people watching, right? The next night I'll cover, Joe Smith, who got murdered in 1998. Go over that, and there's 250. Right? So, I mean, I'm not sure if it just means that they're not being notified because of the tags or whatever. But everybody's seen that. I'm just hoping that, some of the newer people would like to follow along while we go over all kinds of different cases. We did the, over the years. What's confusing about it, Toby? They haven't even given their briefing yet. It's tomorrow. Have you done the Keddy murders? I think so. Let's see. I don't know. It's something about that. There's some stuff that's missing. And what's the poll in my Google Earth here? So if you look at Google Earth right here, do you guys want to see something nutty? Watch this. Look at all those pins. Isn't that a lot? Like, that looks like a lot, doesn't it? But watch this. That's not even close to... Let me go below that. So that's nothing. And here's the real number of pins. Hold on, let me turn these off. Like, Google Earth doesn't even move here. It's so dense. This is from since I've been doing this. Look at this. Alright? Now guess what, everybody? You know where you want to live. They call this the Bible Belt for a reason. Yes, serial killers drive through there. But look where you don't want to live. Everywhere except right over here. Like, I would just get somewhere and buy a house right there. Go in and buy one of these houses out and you'll be just fine because there's nothing there. But look at this. I mean, that's insane. And those aren't all, there are things, pins in each of the cases. But, I mean, that's just a ton. Alright, so I'm going to turn it off now so I can move. And then I'll have to go back down. And yeah, unfortunately, I have to start turning them back on again. Let's see, where's the Alabama one? There it is. Alright, so out of all that, hers just takes up this little segment right there. See? Yeah, Georgia has a ton. Yeah. Yeah. But isn't it interesting, though, right in the middle in the Bible Belt, how there's just a straight line down. I can't tell. It doesn't say how many pins are in each state. But it also, the pins aren't really, one case might have 15 pins if they have a whole bunch of timeline information. So, yeah, it is really cool to see all these new people. And I've liked a lot of the new people watching have interesting thoughts and well thought out conversations going on. And then, of course, you get the trolls that show up too. But that, that's to be expected. Well, any other thoughts out there, you guys? Let's see if we got any more subs. Yeah, we got 15 just since I told you a minute ago. And sometimes it would take a day to get 15 when you're not in the algorithm. I'm so mean, Lauren. That's what they say. Do you guys like this hold music? Probably not. Hello? I thought I ended Zoom. Hello?
Hey, Gray? Gray, I had a question. Do you think Oompa Loompas really did this? Or maybe somebody dressed up as an Oompa Loompa?
No, I do not think an Oompa Loompa had anything to do with this. Or somebody who dressed up as an Oompa Loompa.
Gosh, Gray, I just wanted an answer.
No, I gave you an answer. Why'd you say it like that? That was weird, Mary Lou.
Oh, yeah, good point, yeah.
Wow. Mary Lou checks in. What about the worker that yells at Gray when he gets an email? I don't know what that means. Well, that's me. See, I told you that earlier, Quinn, but you didn't read it. That's me yelling at myself. I say, I have my own voice saying, Gray, check your email. And it's on this other computer. So when I get an email over there, it yells at me to go check it out. It's my voice. Yeah. I can't play. I'm not going to risk playing the Today Show. They own that video. That's not. It's a piece. It's not some news breaking like a story. Like, hey everybody, today look at what's going on. Just go look it up. Just look it up on your own. It's the Today Show interview with Carlee's parents. I watched it earlier. Well, just look it up on Google. It's simple. Okay, forget it then. No? Jesus. Oh, really? It might be just because, like, if people are interested in the Carlee Russell case and they keep watching those videos, if I'm doing a video on that, I'm going to pop up right at the top because I'm covering it, right? You ever notice that when you look up something like women pole vaulters and then all of a sudden like 19 videos show up as soon as you log in again? Gray, why are you looking at women pole vaulter? Yeah. Well, the Red Roof Inn was one of the workers at Red Roof Inn, I think the front desk, had family in there that said that they gotten a call from Carlee there. And when they went there, she wasn't there. I think that was a real thing that really happened now because she shows up later that night at home. What are the odds that that wasn't that? There we go. From the green forests of the Pacific Northwest, I bid you all good evening, or good morning as the case may be. Yes, tonight we have on our special guest, Linda Molden Howe. She'll be talking about cattle mutilations and crop circles. Just after that, we'll have on Major Ed Dames, who is a remote viewer who will tell us he's seen things you just wouldn't believe. That'll be coming up in the second hour. No, when you were doing the Amber Heard ones too last week are always at the top. Even Amber Heard? Only like 50 people watching that at max. Yeah, I always like this music. Yeah, I mean the whole thing is it's cool that she's found Carlee and everything like that. But now there's a mystery of what the hell actually happened. But I think tomorrow we'll put people in the right direction. Don't you guys agree? I hope it's not one of those press conferences when they say, man, people keep giving us meals. It's been great. Okay, everybody, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you guys for being here. We've been on for 3 hours and 19 minutes. Thank you to Caligal3, Simple Life Days, Suz is F, Kathy Friedmaker, Nona617, Glamis Girl, Quinn B, Kubi, Quinn B, Dobby Smith, Buttercup 203, Whitney T, Allie 79, Robin Lane, My Little Cutie, gifted 5 memberships, very kind. Mike KNS, Just Junie, Julia Morales, and then Enigma and Trials, new member. Melanie Knight, Elaine, Georgina Stoliker, Kami, Just Junie, Kathy Chapin with a cat eye, thank you. SV Kathy, Amanda Johnson, Eugenie gifted 5 memberships, thank you. Didn't see that earlier. Lead with Love, Melissa S, new member. Danny Eichern, Michelle Hicks, new member. Coco, Dobby Smith, Tammy Morell, Twist Sis, new member. Trap House Bets, Mizzou, In Hoc Signo Vincis, probably some swear word in Latin that I just read off there. Just Junie, Quinn B again. Why do you keep calling me out? Well, you never called in, Quinn B. Tammy Morell with a cat eye. Shamana V, Renee Dudley, Katja T, Lisa L, Lori 2714, Chris Thorne Show, Georgina Stoliker, said thanks again, and Karen Andrews, Regina Carter, and then Tammy Morell again right at the end. Did anyone else feel that the dad was highly uncomfortable? Yeah, I thought the same thing when I saw it. So, anyways, thank you guys. You guys are awesome, and make sure to share the channel if you can out there. That'd be awesome. And we try to do a lot of great things on here. If you missed earlier, since January 2020, we've given away $157,000 from my income, like the income that comes into the channel. And the only reason that happened is because of the freaks. Okay, so one of the coolest things we have is a DNA fund where we've put over probably close to like 65,000 in 12 different cases that we're funding. And one of the coolest ones we did was the Daniel Armentrout. I think he's from Alabama. That's where it happened too. And in 1961, I believe, he was killed in a he was hitchhiking and killed in a car accident. The driver of the car lived. He swam to the surface. Daniel Armentrout died. I think he broke his neck. And they could never figure out who he was. This one lady showed up a few times, and the town buried him and took care of him, took care of the grave, literally putting flowers and writing articles about him for 60 years. Then he was exhumed, and we paid for the entire thing. It was $10,000. It's a really small little town, and we paid for the whole thing and put his DNA into the system. I had this FBI file on it that somebody had sent me, and in the file it mentioned all kinds of different things. He had RY plus love scratched on his arm. He had a photograph of a girl. They thought maybe he walked with a limp, just based on his bone structure, and that was in there. So I gave that to the genealogist. And she was calling around. Once they got it sort of narrowed down, she called somebody that lived in Germany, a relative, and he said, well, that can't be that guy because he had polio. You had a limp, and then boom. Then they were on the right track, and they ended up identifying him as Daniel Armentrout, which led to like a 70-something-year-old brother who lived in Florida, who then went to Alabama and went to all these different events, and it was just absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm getting chills just thinking about it again. I mean, it's so amazing. And, the whole town really thanked all of us. The guy actually, I think the mayor said something like, well, I want to thank Gray and what all those freaks do. That was so awesome. All right. The other ones don't have as much. Now, sometimes they're not all the same, right? Like, you just get somebody's identity back and that's it. Now, we have criminal cases coming up in that same realm. Murder victims that weren't identified, just like the serial killer one. So, anyways, that gives you an idea of what we do. We're a true crime channel that actually makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the goal. So, thank you guys very much for being here tonight. I appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow. Probably, I might try to come on like at 11 my time and just kind of ease into the press conference. You know what I mean? So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime
Hey,
thing
that's the
for
trigger
quite a while
bunny.
now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person.
That is the trigger bunny, Gray. Gee.
Crime dissector, thug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector
Is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector. And I'm always gonna be a protector. Fool deflector, interceptor. Enemy to the respecter with a vector on his specter.
With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Dennis, man, it's good stuff, isn't it? Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody?
Hey, Gray, that was pretty cool, man. That was a cool show. That was really bitchin'.
Oh my God, Mary Lou saying bitchin' again. You sound like you're from like 1980 something.
Well, what should I say? Radical?
Okay, you can say whatever you want, Mary Lou. Wow. All right, you guys, we will see you tomorrow. And again, as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there.
Be safe out there. I don't like you, Gray. I don't like you at all.
Hey, join the club, man. Join the club. All right. All right, see you guys later.
Goodbye, everybody. Gee.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done, Gray.
What are you doing?
I'm waiting for you to get out the after year.
What do you mean out the air?
Well, I want to be the last one that says something.
Why do you want to be the last one to say something?
Because they like me more than you.
How do you know they like me more than me? All right, everybody. See you later.
Goodbye, everybody.